Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. A spot in Sunday's championship match of the World Cup on the line for France and Spain. They're meeting in the semifinals today. Spain's up 1-0 at halftime on Mikel Olazábal's penalty goal. The National League and American League face off in the 96 MLB All-Star Game tonight, 7 Eastern ESPN Radio. One of the best stories at the break in the American League, it's got to be the White Sox. After a couple of nightmare seasons, they are an AL Central co-leader. ESPN MLB analyst David Ross.
I've been on the radar over, 3 years in a row, over 100 lost seasons, 102 2 years ago, and now they're at the top of the Central and the American League with the Cleveland Guardians. They're just doing a phenomenal job, and another credit to Chris Getz and Will Venable. They've really changed the culture there. There's a lot of winning going on in south side of Chicago right now.
Washington has decided to shut down A.J. DeBonsa, the top overall pick in the NBA draft, after 2 impressive summer league games where he averaged 25 points in 25 minutes and shot just under 50% from the field. Teams often shut down their lottery picks after 2 summer league games for precautionary reasons.
If you run a small business, you've got to try Gusto. Get unlimited payroll runs and get your payroll taxes filed automatically. Offer health insurance, 401k, and more. Get started for free at gusto.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It is AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
You. So. And Mr. Vincent Vega. Toby Thompson. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Shea Dixon here in about 15 minutes from right now. I had a request to recap the MLB draft for the rest of the SEC, like winners, losers, all that stuff. So Kendall Rogers will be here an hour to do that. Tasmin Mitchell in studio with us in hour 3, not retained by Will Wade. Taz was on Wade's staff the first go-round. Was retained by Matt McMahon, but not retained this time by Will Wade. But Taz will be in studio. We'll talk a lot of basketball, stuff like that, all that's coming up. So ton to do. Glad you're with us. Let's begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Sunday will be wheels up to Tampa, Florida. SEC football media days will begin on Monday. We know LSU doesn't take their turn until Thursday, but what we do know now are the attendees. So all 16 schools, their head coach, and 3 players will attend SEC football media days over 4 days next week, 4 teams each day. We did learn that LSU will be Thursday morning. So it'll be LSU, Arkansas Thursday morning, and then Mississippi State, Texas Thursday afternoon. Always wise by the SEC to put some heavy hitter at the very end of SEC media days to try to entice everybody to stay, because quite honestly, after 4 days, it's long and there's a lot of travel plans and people get out and all that sort of stuff. So I understand what they did. This was, though, actually, well, I'll leak this on Locked on LSU a day ago because I knew LSU's attendees. But we found out officially today LSU's attendees, with all of the 16 schools attendees being listed. And there's a lot of star power. 9 quarterbacks will attend. Arch, Trinidad Chambliss, Lenora Sellers, John Mateer, Marcel Reed, Gunnar Stockton. So there's a lot of star power there at the quarterback position. I am very disappointed no Sam Leavitt. I have, if you've listened for any or watched for any length of time, if you've heard us do this segment, this reaction over the years, I have long since believed that 2 things. Number one, I think the media should choose who attends from each school. And that might sound weird, But something you may not know is, like, at the end of a football game, the working media is passed out interview request forms. And so the players that come to post-game interviews are requested by the media. It's like, what stories are you trying to tell? And so it's very common. Whenever we get media availability during fall camp or during the season, we request the players. Now, they don't always have to oblige, but we request the players that come for interviews. I believe every school, the media should choose the players that attend media days. And also, every school should be required to bring their quarterback. It's the most important position in organized team sports. They often have the best stories to tell. It's who everybody wants to talk to. Not bringing a quarterback to media days defeats the purpose of media days. And the pushback that sometimes I get when I say this is when people say, well, it's a reward for a senior or something along those lines. I don't care. I don't care that you stuck it out 4 years, that you get to buy a suit and go eat a steak. That's not the point of the event. You ask 1,000 credentialed media members to foot the bill to fly to Tampa to be at this event so we can tell the league stories. Well, we want to tell the stories that are interesting. And what's notable? What do you want to hear? And so every year there's always people on the list who are attendees. And it's a disservice to them because they go in the main room during their time and nobody goes and talks to them because they're not interested. Everybody's quarterback is interesting. So hat tip. Look, of course, Arch and Chambliss were going to go, and Lenore Sellers and John Mateer and Marcel Reed, like Gunnar Stockton. Those are obvious. But Auburn's bringing Byron Brown. I mean, Alex Golish had Brown with him at USF. He's not taking a snap at Auburn. He's going to media days. Why? Because he's interesting. Kentucky and their new coach, Will Stein, is bringing Kenny Minchie. Minchie hasn't taken a snap at Kentucky. He was a backup at Notre Dame, now transferred to Kentucky. But they're bringing their starting quarterback. Mississippi State's bringing Kamario Taylor. Split time last year, but a really dynamic, exciting young player who Jeff Lebby is hoping elevates that team. He's an interesting guy that a lot of people are going to want to talk to. So I'm really disappointed there's no Sam Leavitt. Sam Leavitt committed to LSU or signed with LSU on January the 12th. And it's been 6 months, almost to the day, since Sam Leavitt signed with LSU. And he has not spoken a word publicly since he signed with LSU, which is insane. Just think about the whole recruitment and everything they're in. Hey, Sam, why did you pick LSU? Hey, Sam, what happened on that recruiting visit when it looked like maybe LSU was actually diverting to DeMond Washington and like all the controversy therein, and then, hey, what was it like when, or DeMond Williams from Washington, and then Lane Kiffin hops on a plane and meets you there in Knoxville before you go to Miami? What was that like? I mean, did he meet you in the hallway? Like, did he run down the jetway? Was he standing out front? Oh, by the way, like, since you missed all of spring, how's the timing with the receivers? Since you weren't able to run the offense in spring, what's your knowledge and awareness of the offense, this new offense that you're having to learn now? I mean, all of these are very relevant questions that we all have of a guy, and it's not Sam Leavitt's fault. I mean, he's not, like, hiding. They didn't make him available during spring, and now he's not going to media days. But these are very relevant questions of a guy who's making reportedly $4 million this year to be the quarterback at LSU. And LSU and Lane Kiffin are one of the most interesting stories in college football this year. That's not even debatable considering the manner in which he left Ole Miss for LSU. We all know the story. So not bringing Sam Leavitt, I think, is a huge miss. And I'm bummed and quite honestly a little ticked about it. But so we'll wait, and at some point they'll let us talk to Sam Leavitt, and I'll look forward to when we actually get to do that. LSU is bringing Whit Weeks, TJ Daugherty, and Trey'Dez Green. Again, I got those names yesterday, and I said them on Locked on LSU if you followed my podcast. But Witt's got great energy. He went a year ago. He'll be fine. Witt he's not going to rock the boat, but everyone's going to love him because he's just all energy, all smiles. We asked Garrett Nussmeier a year ago about, potentially wearing the number 18 jersey, and he gave a great soundbite about how it would be an honor, despite how much he loves wearing 13. You'll get the chance to probably ask Witt the same thing. Richard Dixon, a former 18, was here yesterday on AFR and talked about how Witt would be his choice. We'll get to talk to TJ Daugherty, who did meet with reporters during spring. Daugherty, of course, led the SEC in tackles a year ago. He followed Lane from Ole Miss. That was a little controversial when it happened. Of course, there's the lingering Clemson story that Lane Kiffin talked about, how Daugherty was actually victimized, which is not how it was portrayed whenever he left Clemson. So Daugherty, no doubt, is going to be asked about that while he's at media days. And then you've got Trey'Dez Green, who Trey'Dez might be the biggest breakout star, not just offensively at LSU or in the SEC, but potentially in all of college football. He had splash plays as a freshman. We saw the potential. Last year, over 400 receiving yards, would have been more but for the injury he had when he got rolled up on while he was blocking. And now, and what is likely his final year in college, he'll probably go to the NFL after this season. Trey'Dez could, in this offense, could be the biggest kaboom superstar in college football. He'll certainly be on the short list of those candidates. So no problem with who they are bringing, but certainly disappointing that Sam Leavitt is not one of them. So SEC Media Days will begin on Monday, and then LSU's day isn't until Thursday. If you don't follow this or keep up with it, that's fine. But typically over the last decade or so, LSU had gone first. They were Monday, and a lot of times they were literally the first one out the chute on Monday. So I think they liked that. Ed Ogeron did that. Brian Kelly liked it, so they continued being first. And now they're going almost complete 180, as they'll be on Thursday. But they'll be the second school on Thursday after Arkansas, but it'll still be in the morning. So Thursday will be LSU's day at the podium at SEC Football Media Days. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're with us. Show Open Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of your Fighting Tigers of LSU. Counting down. We are counting down, y'all, to kick off in Tiger Stadium, whether it's in Tiger Stadium, the box, the PMAC, at the Dome, watching the Saints, or hanging by the pool, or wherever you may be. Make sure you drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. Remember, you can still find those officially licensed, those Folds of Honor specialty limited editions. And every purchase, a portion of those proceeds go to Folds of Honor, which helps fund scholarships for the children of our brave fallen men and women of the armed forces. So drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. Okay, quick break, y'all. We'll come back every Tuesday. We talk a little recruiting with Shea Dixon from On 3, the Bengal Tiger. We'll do that next on AFR.
AFR.
Let's Rev, R-E-V, letsrev.com, letsrev.com. Literally right before I came down in the studio, I was thumbing through the Business Report Top 100 edition, the top 100 local businesses in Baton Rouge. And yet again, Rev made the list, top 100 local businesses in the Baton Rouge area. So congrats our friends over at Rev. And it's certainly a testament to the great level of service they provide and the quality of the products that they provide and the trust that our community, both homeowners and business owners, have in Rev. 90 years in business, 90 years in business. And you stay in business that long because you treat people great. You offer great product at a great price. And that's what Rev does. Rev Fiber is what you need to know about. Rev Fiber, all fiber network, lightning fast internet speeds at a fair price. So you want faster internet. We're talking about home connectivity, security, the whole deal. They can do it. RevFiber.com. RevFiber.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
People think it's all about game day, but the real work happens in the off season. And we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FML Health, our Lay of the Lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
We trust the lake.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
As a business owner, you're always focused on how you can improve the bottom line. Well, when was the last time you shopped your insurance coverage? Insurance Network of Louisiana can help. If you're a business owner, let my friends at Insurance Network of Louisiana see if they can find you better coverage for less money. They always offer exceptional customer service and partner with only the best providers. So check them out online today at lainsurance.net.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
All right, we continue here on a Tuesday edition of AFR, powered by Sunshine, sunnyquip.com, sunnyquip.com. We always talk a little recruiting with Shea Dixon from On 3, the Bengal Tiger, and Rivals. Shady, how are you, man?
I'm doing well. How are you, Matt?
I'm doing outstanding. A lot of people saw the new Rivals updated rankings come out this week. Maybe a little perplexed because it actually looks like LSU maybe slid a little bit in these rankings. What's notable, Shea?
That I love this quote, and it applies to everything, whether it's how many commitments you have and whether it's not enough or whether the class isn't good enough yet. I say my tagline, it's only July. So senior seasons are going to play out. I believe I've counted. We have we have 4 more rankings updates.
Okay.
Before everybody signs. So it is certainly not done in the books, but right now, with the latest updates, there are, I think one thing I'd take away, Matt, is LSU has 2 of the top 10 running backs in the country. There's 2 running backs uncommitted. Both of them are predicted to go to schools that do not currently have a top 10 running back committed. So between Trey Martin, Louisiana's number 1 running back, and Segura out on the East Coast, LSU could, in theory, finish here as the only school in America in college football to sign 2 of the 10 best high school running backs on Rivals. Now, mind you, they do have a commitment from Brennan Lacey, who everyone thought would go to TCU. So for as much as made, and you've talked plenty about this, but about Lane and Charlie's offense and throwing it deep and throwing the clipboard, and it's a touchdown. This is a run-first offense. And to be able to, not through the portal, but high school recruiting, lock up 2 of, in view of Rivals, 10 best prospects out there is a very good thing. And then, you've got Harlan Berry right now for a couple more years. Nobody even celebrated Dylan Jones in the portal out of Wisconsin. Now we think he might be a starter who can, in a tempo offense, be a 3-down back that stays on the field. So you can always supplement with the portal, which Lane does, but kudos to Kevin Smith, the running backs coach, because I think in, the span of like 20 days, he landed 3 running backs. It went from 0 to 3 running backs, 2 of them being top 10 guys. So I thought that was a big deal that both those guys obviously remained ranked as to where they were. Ahmad Hudson, I know a lot of people are saying, well, he's the number 3 tight end. Doesn't matter. He's the number 1 on the industry. It could change. We know how good he is. And the reality is that if you're ranked that highly, you are legit. And I know a lot of people push back on Peyton Houston and, now he's ranked 10th in the country when he was ranked 8th, and he's still 8th on the industry the rankings. And, he went out to Elite 11 and he did all this. Look, I don't do rankings. So I tell people that all the time. I haven't watched every kid in the country, and I'm going to guess that people get upset about it have also not watched every kid in the country and how good they are. But I do know if you're ranked in the top 10 and one staff wanted you at LSU and that staff got let go and Lane Kiffin shows up and they want you and Lane Kiffin was his first college offer, that's good enough for me. So when we get into these debates about rankings, which, look, again, I need to remind people, Rivals is made very clear from when we were on 3 and before, it's a projection towards the NFL. It is not a projection to college. If we were projecting towards college, a guy like Peyton Houston would be ranked higher than he is right now. But the number 10 quarterback in the country, a top 100 player, is nothing to, complain about. I think that puts you in, hey, we recognize how elite you are. And look, he's going to go out and throw for a lot of yards again at Evangel. And ultimately, let's see where he's ranked. But I think more importantly, through the whole Elijah Haven, Peyton Houston debate, for me, and I've said it before, is will Lane ever start a high school quarterback? We don't know that answer right now, but all we've seen from him is portal. He went and got 3 portal quarterbacks this year. So regardless of rankings, Peyton Houston has a chance to buck a trend that Lane has not gone with in a decade. Who is the last high school quarterback he signed that he started? And he is stuck with Peyton Houston. So in the eyes of this staff, whether you consider number 10 overall to be a slight on his talent and ability, that's an opinion. Lane and them feel like he's good enough to hold on to, sign, and obviously bring in. So I think that's sort of the theme, is that if your head coach thinks he's good enough and the prior staff thought he was good enough, that you should just be happy and not worry too much about rankings. And again, in July, let's see what it looks like when the dust settles, because hell, Matt, remember, they flipped Corey Barber from Ole Miss. No one even knew who he was. He was a 4-star out of Alabama. When the final rankings came out in February, he was a 5-star. But it just didn't get celebrated. Nobody even recognized it because nobody cares about February signing day. Nobody cares about the final rankings after December comes and goes. So my point would be there is a lot of time left. And look, I do not envy what Charles Power, Cody Belair, the 2 guys who spearhead the rankings for Rivals do, because I know them both personally as friends, and they don't answer my phone calls a lot because all they're doing is watching film and putting together everything. So look, their opinions. It is not a science. We know that. We get it. But if I'm an LSU fan and I say, hey, look, the staff feels good about these guys. If you want to talk about rankings right now, what are they, top 10, number 11? I think it's something in that range. And if you can go out there and pop some more, they're number 10. If you go out there and pop some more big guys, you're moving ahead. I mean, number 9 is Texas Tech. They've got as much NIL money as anyone. 8 is Florida, who's spending as much NIL as anyone this cycle. 7 is Ohio State. 5 is Texas. And there is a small margin between those. So you flip a Easton Royal at some point. Well, Matt, you're jumping from 10 to 5. So I know, look, I think that rankings should only be viewed through this is an opinion and it's fun to debate, and let's see how it plays out. So I think that, yes, a lot of people had opinions on it this week, but that's also the fun in it. I mean, these kids are going into their senior years. That's always considered the best evaluation point because that is your final year. In theory, that's the best you're going to play or best developed you will be. So let's see what it looks like in December. But I worry very little about that, even more so when I know that the head coach of the football team at LSU loves the transfer portal. And if you have any worry about how do we supplement some sort of lack of talent or depth at a position, he's going to go do it through the portal.
Shea, let's talk about some of those elite level prospects. I want to ask about Brewster, about Royal, and about Ahmad Hudson. What the latest is there. Let's start with Jalen Brewster. A lot of buzz. Oddly, out of Austin, that a flip may be coming, or Brewster and Texas Tech may be disassociating. What's the latest?
Okay, I'll give my opinion, and then I'd like to hear yours. And this is knowing just the lay of the land. Why is a Texas reporter, who's very respected, on 3, Charlie Williams, writing about intel when Texas isn't involved? Now, you could say it's to poke at Texas Tech and all of that. I think it's an agent play. I think an agent is telling people, hey, look, if Texas Tech doesn't step up, watch out. LSU's going to flip this kid. That's sort of where that came from. I can tell you this. Texas Tech right now thinks they're keeping Jalen Brewster. LSU sources feel like, hey, we have a real shot of flipping this kid. But there's so many factors at play. And I don't mean just NIL. I think NIL, if LSU wasn't in the matching or ballpark range, we would not be talking about Jalen Brewster right now, right? So we know, let's take that out of it. I think Jalen Brewster loves LSU. I think that Jalen Brewster could see himself at LSU. But he's 17. You've got a dad, you've got an agent, you've got all of these, you're committed right now. So there's so many factors in play that I believed his dad when he came out and told Steve Wiltfong one or 2 weeks ago it was, that we're not deciding anything right now. Like, all of these people are saying any minute now it's going to happen, but we're not deciding anything right now. And as each day passes, that becomes more and more true. Now, could it happen this month? Sure. I don't think it's happening today, but I read a piece about it of why I thought some reasons they could flip him. And all I can tell you that would sum it up best is this. LSU's daily contact with Jalen Brewster has only increased since that official visit a month ago. So I often say, watch what they do, or watch what they say, not what they do. Well, watch what they do, not what they say. He is saying, I'm committed to Tech, all this, saying the right things. But what he's doing is, Matt, I'm committed, but I made a impromptu visit to LSU the week Ed O got hired, and I'm talking to their staff every single day. I mean, he said he has talked to Kevin Peoples every day. And then either every other day, you've got Kevin Peoples or Ed Orgeron or Lane or Billy Glasscock, the GM, talking to his dad, talking to his agent. None of that happens if you are not really sincerely thinking, am I going to go to college? Could I go to college there? So this is an LSU versus Texas Tech battle. I have no idea when he's going to decide, but I do think that the communication and it not being, because I've seen this before, yeah, we're in on this kid, but he doesn't answer when we call, or he's hit and miss. If you're talking to someone every day, and so is your dad, who's kind of running his recruitment, and your agent, they're not wasting their hours if they're not seriously thinking about it. And if you're just trying to run up Texas Tech's money, you would have already done that by now. So I truly believe that this is a situation where the family is thinking, what are we going to do? And they're working through it, and LSU is right there every step of the way. So there's far too much, call it buzz, call it smoke, call it something brewing if you're trying to do the play on words, but there is a shot, and a very realistic one, that they can get Jalen Brewster, who, again, if for the average kind of person who doesn't follow recruiting day to day, this is your number one overall prospect in the country. This is Lamar Brown, right? Like, he was the number one overall prospect in the country. That's what Brewster is this cycle. And I do. I think that they've got a very legitimate shot to pull this off, but I don't think it's done on either side yet.
Okay. Jay, I'm a little short on time, but I do want to get we'll get to Royal another day, but I do want to ask about Hudson, because it seems like maybe there's a little smoke to that, or a little fire to that smoke about Hudson waffling. And I don't know if it has something to do with a basketball commit or whatever the case may be, but any update on Ahmad Hudson? Anything for LSU to be concerned about there?
Okay, I'm going to put I'll put my name out there on the line here. He's not going to flip. Okay. I talked to Ahmad Hudson in person, and he told me, and I specifically asked about everyone freaking out about Instagram and him taking off the LSU stuff in Nebraska, and he just looked me in the face and said, I'm 17. I know where I'm going to school, but it's fun for me to kind of keep everybody guessing. And yes, Nebraska has laid it on full with Hoiberg, this basketball push. But when he got on his OV, Matt, before he met with football, he sat with Will Wade. He sat him and his mom for hours. And then after that, he said, we've never felt better about things. So barring something crazy happening, Ahmad Hudson's going to LSU, and he will be on the basketball team and the football team.
Shea Dixon on 3, the Bengal Tiger. I think that's what everybody wanted to hear as a dismount. Get him at Shea Dixon. We appreciate you as always, man. Thanks for making time.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it.
All right, dude. We'll see you. It's After Further Review, brought to you by Relief Windows. ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, shutters, and shades. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Looking forward to a few weeks. It'll be the Best Dressed, the Capitol Gala, Best Dressed, and looking forward to seeing Brandon and Adrian Holly out there. It's rare that you go to a charity event in and around Baton Rouge without seeing the Relief Windows logo, because Brandon and Adrian are so generous, they're so charitable, they love this community, and they give back in so many ways. But, of course, it all starts with giving to you, the homeowners of the Baton Rouge area. If you need beautiful, energy-efficient custom windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank vinyl siding, shutters, roller shades, they do it all better than anyone, and they never take $1 from you until they're done and you're thrilled. It's Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, shutters, and shades. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. All right, it's After Further Review. Thanks to Shea Dixon for hanging out with us. Kendall Rogers will be here in 30 minutes from right now. Baseball season's over, but the draft was this past weekend. We recapped it plenty from the LSU perspective. Had some people say, well, how did the rest of the SEC do? Like, who fared well? Who lost guys? Who was the quote-unquote winners? Well, I don't know. I don't know the high school classes for every school in the SEC, certainly not the country. So we'll get Kendall on to break that all down for us in about 30 minutes from right now. Quick break. We'll go around the SEC. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Love telling you about Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, because at Goodwood, their sole purpose is to help men live their fullest, healthiest, most vital lives, whatever that may mean. Maybe it's ED treatments. Like if you struggle with ED, they can help. And there's lots of different things. It's not just pills. We're about to drop an Instagram video or a social media video of 2 different machines they have. One, it's literally you sit on this machine. It sends different shock waves through to help strengthen the muscles. It's the equivalent of doing like 10,000 Kegel exercises, doing this machine for like 30 minutes, just sitting there passively. It can help with things like if you have a lot of people, maybe you had prostate cancer and struggle with urinary issues. That's part of it. Hormone replacement therapy, peptide therapy. You want to live and feel your best? Our friends over at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness can help you do it. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com. Lowest prices, never any contracts. YourGoodwood.com.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product's always customer satisfaction. Come visit us at ReliefWindows.com. By the way, we do shutters too.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, Our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
The Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office protects and serves over 132,000 residents across the parish.
Keeping our community safe is our mission, and Rev Fiber plays a critical role in how we respond. Whether it's training in our special divisions, forensics investigations, or fielding emergency calls in our operations center, Rev Business connects our teams in real time, which is why we partner with Rev Business.
Get 6 months free of Rev Business Services. Call or click today.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care. Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And we always have other great giveaways for new patients. Check out hooddentalcare.com and schedule your appointment today.
Hey everybody, Drew Brees here. Over the years, I've learned that the best teams are built on trust, preparation, and doing things the right way. That's one of the reasons I'm excited to announce that the Breeze Dream Foundation and I are partnering with Parish Construction and Roofing. Together, we are
ProFormLA.com. That's where I want you to start. ProFormLA.com. We're talking about metal buildings. Metal buildings built right from design to delivery. That's ProForm Steel. ProFormLA.com. I'm so grateful to so many of you who have already reached out. We've only been partnered now with Proform Steel for a couple of months, but the response has been awesome. It's pretty simple. You need a metal building. Doesn't matter if it's a metal shed in your backyard or you're an industrial contractor and you need a huge metal building like those spaces on Industrialplex in Baton Rouge. You know what I'm talking about. Proform Steel. The best part about Proform Steel, one of the best parts, is lead time. They're generally about a month ahead of their other competitors because they produce everything in-house. Purling, sheet metal, beam, fab, all of it in-house. And buy a metal building from them at Proform Steel. They'll deliver it for free. No questions asked, no matter the size. ProFormLA.com.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
All right, we continue here on a Tuesday edition of AFR. We are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. You wonder how the draft goes sometimes, the MLB draft. And thanks again to Jay Johnson, who was with us yesterday. If you missed that interview, you can catch it on demand. But it's always fascinating to see how teams may manage their bonus pool. Carlos Collazo is reporting that Jensen Hirschhorn got $4 million from the Atlanta Braves. $4 million from the Atlanta Braves. When you look at the bonus pool slot values for this draft, the $4 million mark is around, it's a first-round pick. $4 million is at pick 22. The Tigers' slot value there is $4.082 million. So, yes, you'll see guys sign for overslot. That's clearly what happened there with Jensen Hirschhorn. And you understand why a guy like that is never showing up on campus. Because if you get $4 million, you should 100% of the time take the $4 million and go start your pro career. College will always, not college baseball, but college will always be there. You can always go get your education. But it's one of those things. Someone asked me this morning what I thought about Cam Johnson. I remember Cam Johnson, who was a lefty who pitched at LSU and just really struggled with his command, was here for a season, and then went to Oklahoma, where he's been the last 2 years. He was taken in the 18th round, I believe Cam Johnson was. So I have no idea if Cam Johnson's going to sign a deal out of the 18th round. He entered the portal as well. If he plays a fourth year in college, I have no idea what he plans to do. And I wish him luck, sincerely. And I honestly think that for a guy like Cam Johnson, it'll probably serve him well going to play pro ball. Because the book on Cam Johnson was that he, in fall, was outstanding when there's 15 people in the stands. But when there were 10,000 people on a Friday, the moment was too big for him. And that maybe going and working with Skip Johnson and going to Oklahoma, where it's just not quite as intense as LSU, might have served him well, and it just never materialized either way. So I think for Cam Johnson, he'll get into a professional baseball setting and system where it's not about winning games, it's about developing, and I think eventually it'll click for him. The stuff is undeniable. He's got big league stuff, but I hope that for him. But the other part of it is back to Hirschhorn. He went 84 overall. The slot value for the 84th pick was $973K. He got $4 million. I mean, he got more than 4 times slot value. So great job by the Atlanta Braves. Jay Johnson referenced that yesterday when he was here with us. Sometimes, there's a senior sign, or you take a high school player that's going to take less, or you can save some money to give it to a guy like Hirschhorn who's sitting there around, nearing pick 100, and you take him at 84, and you pay him like a top 20 pick, but it goes to show you how you end up in a situation like this. Look, Hirschhorn is one that they were hoping they might be able to get really leading into the draft. The pitchers that the Friday before the draft, and the conversations I was having with folks over there was they knew Schmidt was never showing up. They were hopeful it could work out for Hirschhorn, for Lucas Naraki, and we saw it happen with Naraki. I mean, you get Naraki on campus, who pulled his name out of the draft, and then Hirschhorn was lingering, but ultimately we know why it worked out the way it did. Atlanta scrapped together the money and ultimately got him $4 million. So congrats to Hirschhorn, off to start his pro career, and a wealthy young man at that. All right, it's After Further Review, powered by Arco, arco.com, 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 ARCCO, Arco Power Systems, Industrial Generac Generator Power. We tell you about Arco Power Systems every single day, and listen, I mean, every day I wake up this week, I'm doing my cold plunge at 5:30 in the morning, and I can just hear the rain pouring outside, and you just know it's that time of year. It's storm season. And sometimes it's not even the named storm. Sometimes it's the high wind, the heavy rain, the hail, whatever it is that can knock out power. We know what you do at home. Like, we all have a plan for what happens when the power goes out at our house. What about at your business? That's what Arco Power Systems does. Industrial Generac Generator Power. This is for your business, your commercial building, grocery stores, gas stations, banks, hospitals, schools, any industrial facility, municipalities, ARCCO. Home bases in Baton Rouge, but y'all, they service the whole region, okay? Talking north to Little Rock, east to Mobile, west to San Antonio. Draw a giant circle. Anywhere in that footprint, you want Arco. ARCCO. Arco.com, arco.com, arco.com. All right, it's After Further Review. Do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference. The Auburn Tigers.
Auburn and the Aflac kickoff game have announced an NIL deal for the Baylor opener. That's interesting, right? So it's a multi-million-dollar deal, making the first time a neutral site college football game has incorporated NIL compensation for student athletes. Not that dissimilar from what Nike just did with LSU, but it'll involve third-party entities. More than 24 Auburn student athletes will promote the game through social media posts, public appearances, ads, etc. The game will be on ABC at 2:30 Central on that opening weekend.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
Hogs Hoops earned a commitment from a 4-star big man. Center Caleb Wilrigo has committed to Arkansas over BYU, UConn, and Kentucky. Visited Fayetteville this past weekend. 6'11", 246. He's going to reclass, so he'll be available for Arkansas this coming season. He's the number 57 player for the 27 class, but again, is expected to reclass.
The Mississippi State Bulldogs.
UCLA transfer righty Landon Stump is headed to start Vegas. Mississippi State faced Stump in a non-conference game in Arlington earlier this year, so there's a little bit of familiarity. Made 18 appearances as a junior here in 2026 with 13 starts, hurling 54 2/3 innings with a 4.12 ERA.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
And Georgia has lost an assistant baseball coach to an SEC rival. Nick Amirati is headed to Auburn. He was the Bulldogs' hitting coach for the last 2 seasons. Now he'll be Auburn's hitting coordinator. Joined Georgia prior to 2025 after 3 years at Kentucky. So lots of experience in the Southeastern Conference. Bulldogs, we know, led the league and the country in homers each of the last 2 seasons, 25 and 26, 179 home runs this past season. But they'll have a new hitting coach coming in, or Georgia's will have to hire a new hitting coach as Nick Amarati is headed to Auburn. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. Tuesday shows are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Sunnyquip.com, sunnyquip.com. Interesting that, I'm not sure if you saw this, but I mean, talk about jumping aboard a sinking ship. Tom Herman has been hired at Florida State to join Mike Norvell's staff. We'll see what he'll be like an assistant to Mike Norvell. So we'll see what his role may be. He last coached in 2024 at FAU. So he sat out the 25 season. So he'll be back in the game now. Herman's 51 years old. He was 54-20 at Houston. And then Texas had 2 top 10 finishes in 2015 in Houston, 2017 at Texas, but then face planted at FAU, went 6-16. Back in 2021, he was an offensive analyst with the Chicago Bears, and then had a 3-year run as Ohio State's offensive coordinator under Urban Meyer, which is when he started to elevate before he got the Houston job, and then looked like he would be looked like he would end up being the LSU head coach. I mean, we all remember the story, how it all transpired. That fell through. He went to Texas, and of course, LSU hired Ed Ogeron. The rest, as they say, in history. But On 3 was the first report of Tom Herman headed to Florida State. But my goodness, Mike Norvell and Florida State, after the incredible season-opening win a year ago against Alabama, and looking like Tommy Castellanos, the Boston College transfer, was going to maybe bring Florida State back. The undefeated season 3 years ago, to have the disappointment subsequent to think last year might have been the resurgence. It just didn't happen. It feels like this is it for Mike Norvell. So Tom Herman, hey, Tom, rent in Tallahassee, don't buy. It's after further review. We'll knock out our final break of hour number 1. Kendall Rogers in about 15 minutes from right now. We'll look forward to that conversation. What SEC teams won, lost in the draft, all that sort of stuff. We'll get to that here in about 15 minutes from right now. But when we come back, I want to sort through this story, but there's a class action lawsuit that's been filed by 11 athletes against the NCAA, and why this could be relevant here. I'll make it make sense in a minute. Stay here. It's AFR.
After further review.
We're brought to you by Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. You know where they are. Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Tell you every day to buy local and shop local. I think it's just so important, y'all, to bypass the big box stores. Bypass the big box stores and support a great local company that's been around for 60 years supporting our community. Highly recommend that you go check out Clegg's on Facebook. They do an awesome job. Anytime they have new shipments of flowers, they have new product arriving, they have specials going on. You want to see their weekly advertisement, their weekly discount ad, you can check it out on their Facebook page. Always recommend that you do that. It's Clegg's Nursery. Any of the 4 locations. Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. And remember, make sure you grab one of those Aeon mosquito barriers. You want to be done with mosquitoes for 90 days at a time. You can do it in Clegg's Canal. Buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery.
Raising Cane's is honoring Chuck Norris on National Chicken Finger Day. For every box combo sold on July 27th, Cane's is donating $1 to Chuck's Foundation, Kickstart Kids.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I've been in banking for over 35 years. I usually start about 7:30 in the morning, and I usually leave somewhere around 5, or if customers need me to meet them at their house or their business places, I don't mind going after hours. I have done churches, subdivisions, retail centers, hospitals, and nursing homes. And that's why we chose to live in this community, because of the values First American Bank has, that I can serve my community and my customers.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Eagle 98.1, the rock station. Home of the Woody Show in the morning. Scotty Mack with Rock at Work. Michelle Southern with Southern Rock. Home of LSU sports since 1998. And rock for Baton Rouge since 1985. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. To join our VIP fan club, text ROCK to 225-499-9898. Eagle 98.1, the rock station.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinela.com and tell them Matt sent you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
The NCAA is facing a federal class action lawsuit. There's 11 Division I athletes, including some basketball standouts, that have filed this class action suit in Colorado. What's at issue here is the NCAA's new eligibility rules. You know, they're instituting the 5 for 5, right? Every athlete has 5 years to play 5 seasons. Well, that does not include the student athletes that just finished their eligibility in the 25-26 school year. So, like, if you're a basketball player and just this season you exercised your eligibility, you're not eligible for another season under the 5 for 5. It starts next year. I mean, it makes sense to me. But anyway, they're going to court saying, hey, wait, what about us? I mean, why wouldn't the juniors then come, hey, what about us? Or whatever. But it's worth noting that last week, an Ohio judge granted 24 men's and women's college basketball players a preliminary injunction to be able to continue their careers for next year. And we know what's at odds here. These are guys, men and women, who don't have a professional career but can make money in college if they're able to extend their career. Think Diego Pavia. And so if successful, all athletes who just finished their eligibility this past season, the 25-26 school year, they'd have another season of eligibility. Now, I think this is nearly impossible for football because football players are either already in the NFL or if their careers are done, like they've spent the last 6 or 7 months out of the game. It would feel nearly impossible here in July to like re-engage and start ramping up and find a place where you'd have a roster spot. No, that doesn't feel likely. Men's basketball, though, would be interesting because like for non-NBA players, like if your eligibility just expired and you didn't get drafted and you're not a pro, but you're a good college player, there would certainly be a spot for you in time before the season tips off in November to figure that out. Like, for example, one of the guys on this lawsuit is Cade Tyson. Cade Tyson started his career at Belmont, went to North Carolina, then this last year played at Minnesota. He was played in 123 games, averaged 19.6 points per game at Minnesota this past year. He's the guy that wants another year of eligibility. Not a pro, but a 20-point-per-game guy in the Big Ten this past year. Well, another year of eligibility, that's an interesting guy. I look at this and go, that could be helpful for Will Wade, because as of right now, Will Wade's got 4 guys on his team. Will has gone the international route. He seems to be confident that he's going to get these international guys eligible. We already found out that Yam Madar, who was at the crux of a lot of this descent because he's the one that's 25 years old, the 25-year-old Israeli point guard. Yamadar re-signed with his Israeli team. So what if Will Wade doesn't get all these international guys eligible? You need a roster. Well, what's a way you can do it? I mean, this is a possibility. You got money to spend, and you might have a whole new crop of players that could be potential targets via the portal or eligibility or whatever it may be if these players are granted their injunction or if they win their class action lawsuit before the start of the school year. So something we're going to follow here because it could be impactful potentially for LSU basketball. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. Tuesday shows are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. SportsCenter's coming up. We're going to get you caught up on national headlines. When we kick off hour number 2, we'll talk to Kendall Rogers. And then after that, Brian Kelly gave about a 30-minute interview on a Notre Dame podcast. Talked about a lot of stuff. Time at LSU, assistant coaching hires, a lot of good stuff we'll dive into. Stay here. Stay far.
After further review.
Love telling you about Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com. Rouse's.com. Hey, I want to remind you, go to Rouse's. Always a great spot to make your groceries for your mom and them. And if you're buying on a budget, and a lot of us are, they always have the Rouse's weekly ad at the website. You can get it on social media as well. But it's a great way to know what they have on sale if you want to take advantage of great specials like they always have throughout the summer and throughout the year. Like today, Tuesday, is $5 Sushi Tuesdays. That's every Tuesday over at Rouse's. So you want to get amazing hand-rolled sushi in-house every Tuesday. You can get it for just $5. It's over at Rouse's. Any Rouse's. The official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Check out our friends over at Rouse's. This feels like home.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
My name is Mike Krumholt, and I've been with First American Bank for 4 years. What makes First American Bank special is we're able to offer all the products and services that any other big bank can offer. What sets us apart is being able to give that small town feel that someone can pick up the phone and they can talk to someone or stop by the branch and get excellent customer service.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at DecisionCriticalBR.com and give us a call today to get started.
Raising Cane's Texas Toast is a thick slice of bread, garlic buttered spread, grilled to golden perfection, and made to order just for you. Because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news, Spain is moving on to the World Cup final in a matchup against either Argentina or England on Sunday. In the first semifinal, Spain has beaten France 2-0 on goals by Mikel Oyarzabal and Pedro Porro. The Stars will be out tonight in Philadelphia for the 2026 Major League Baseball All-Star Game. The Angels' Mike Trout is in the American League starting outfield in his 12th Midsummer Classic. That's the most of any of this year's participants. Trout's likely in for a big night in Philadelphia, according to ESPN MLB analyst Eduardo Perez.
He's been dominant this year. And not only he's been dominant, better said, in the All-Star games. In 2014, he was the MVP. He went 2 for 3 with a triple and a double. In 2016, comes in and he hits a home run. He knows these moments. Midsummer Classic belongs to this guy, Mike Trout.
MLB All-Star Game coverage, 7 Eastern, ESPN Radio. The Aflac kickoff game announced an NIL deal with Auburn leading up to the Tigers' September 5th game versus Baylor. The multi-million-dollar deal, first time a neutral site college football games incorporated NIL compensation for student athletes.
If you run a small business, you've got to try Gusto. Get unlimited payroll runs and get your payroll taxes filed automatically. Offer health insurance, 401k, and more. Get started for free at gusto.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. I'm Matt.
Hey, Will.
Hey, bud.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yusu. Excuse me. Russo. And Mr. Toby Tomplin. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. MLB Draft in the rearview mirror. We spent a chunk of the day yesterday recapping the LSU draft, had Jay Johnson on the show, and I had several of you ask, well, what about the rest of the SEC? How did it go? And just candidly, I don't know the high school recruiting classes for every school in the SEC, so I figured let's ask a guy who does. Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball, good enough to jump aboard. Yo, dude, how are you?
I'm doing well. It appears that Jay Johnson did a lot of homework while LSU was not in Omaha this year.
Man, look, we're obviously close to it, and as they say sometimes, it's hard to see the forest through the trees, but it looks really promising here. What's your takeaway from an LSU perspective, what happened in the draft?
It's about as good as you can get in terms of scenarios out of the draft, and I think there's two thoughts here, really, just as a person who's watched the evolution of the draft, watched the evolution of NIL and just college baseball in general, is I do think to some degree this is a new normal for a big program like LSU. If you have a good NIL budget and with the kind of the direction that Major League Baseball is going from a draft perspective, you're going to see more and more of these kids go to school. But there's no doubt that LSU, once things kind of went south this season, really prioritize not only the portal, but prioritize, the high school class. Jay, when he went on that rant during the season, he didn't just talk about bringing guys out of the portal. He talked a lot about prioritizing the premier recruits in the recruiting class and making sure those guys get on campus. And it's one thing to go out there and say it. It's another to kind of follow through on it. And he certainly followed through on it. A lot of credit, certainly in the modern era, goes to LSU boosters for making sure a lot of those kids end up at campus as well. But in terms of just LSU versus the field, it went about as good as you could possibly get for the Tigers.
If I ask you, Kendall, you look at the prospects that made it to campus, who's the biggest surprise or surprises among that group?
Well, I think Dominic Santorelli, I mean, if you look at a guy that has earned a lot of kind of love out there, I mean, you're talking about a guy who, professional scouts kind of comp a dude to Kyle Schwarber. And it's like anytime you're getting comped to that guy as a 17 or 18-year-old, that kind of catches my attention. So, you're looking at a guy who is going to, arrive on campus with premier power, 60, 65 grade power. So you're talking about a left-handed bat that can go out there and help LSU right away. So he's kind of top of mind. I know Malachi Washington's a guy that they're really excited about. They feel like he can kind of come in and immediately help the team as well. So, I mean, the good news is they've got several of these guys coming on campus, and, not all of them are going to have prominent roles. I mean, look at, Will Schmidt this past season where, he's a premier guy, but, he was a guy that kind of had to work in a larger role. So a lot of these guys are going to have to work in the bigger roles, but, man, there's a lot of talent here.
Kendall Rogers is with us, D1Baseball.com. Get him on X at Kendall Rogers. Okay, outside of the LSU scope, who else in the league was a perceived quote-unquote winner in the draft?
Yeah, I think Tennessee was. I mean, Tennessee kind of had to be, frankly. They did okay in the portal. I don't think their class is as good as some others. But Tennessee, they had, three or four of their top recruits out of the draft to go to campus. Texas, got, 3 to 4 or 5 of their kind of top recruits to opt out of the draft. They weren't quite at the same level as some of these LSU kids that are going to school in terms of prospect status, but they were still really good prospects who, had they shown the initiative to want to sign, they would have easily been, top 4 or 5 round guys. So I would say Texas, Tennessee, and LSU would be the main 3 for me.
What about the flip side? Who got really beaten up and gutted in the draft?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the draft in general, I mean, I think you look at a team like, not necessarily gutted, but I think like A&M, they had, 2 or 3 of their top guys are going to sign in the draft. I think one of their portal guys ended up already signing the kid out of Wichita State. But, they've had a couple of guys sign out of the draft. But, I mean, really, if you look at the SEC as a whole, nobody really got gutted. And it's kind of crazy to say that. But, again, it kind of goes back to what I was saying a minute ago to where in the NIL era, like you're going to get a vast majority of your guys unless they're going to sign for $1.52 million. Vanderbilt, on the positive side, I didn't mention Vanderbilt, but Vandy got a stud role with high school recruits on campus as well. So the good news is I guess LSU did really well. The bad news is the rest of the SEC, for the most part, did really well also.
Are we looking at, and Kendall Rogers is with us, are we? You mentioned in the era, are we looking at an era where we always talk about sustainability, but where you're building a roster through the high school ranks where baseball programs can sustain the opportunity to continue doing that?
I think so, because I think, and I'm not saying it's like as a huge negative to LSU, but like people naturally look at LSU and go, hey, whatever those guys are doing or whatever those guys aren't doing, we don't want to do it or we want to do it. And I think when you look at LSU this past year where, frankly, the transfer class didn't live up to standards, I think that gave people kind of a double take a little bit on just relying so much on transfers. And so I think when you look at what LSU's done with the high school class and wanting to kind of build from the ground up, for the most part, I mean, they still got some top-level transfers, but, they're wanting to gear more towards building from the ground up. I think you're going to see more and more programs want to do that. So, again, the portal's nice, but you don't want to make your whole program the portal because I tell you what, I remember back, and I'm kind of dating myself quite a bit here, but I go back to Texas Tech back in the old Larry Hayes days back in the early 2000s. If you remember, back in the Wild West, the transfer portal back then, it was, they were flipping their roster every single season. Well, all of a sudden, they got like 2 bad batches of players, and Larry Hayes, who was a really good coach, never, ever recovered. So I think that really scares some teams. And, again, you're going to look at Georgia and go, well, Georgia does it, and they're able to do it. Don't worry. There will be a season where things won't pan out for Georgia.
Kendall Rogers is with us. Hey, before you go, I wanted to ask about Kevin Schnall at South Carolina and how he did here in this first cycle building that roster.
Yeah, I thought he did a really good job. I mean, I love their class, frankly, as a whole. I mean, to go in there from day one and put together the class they got is pretty impressive. Now, granted, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, some of the hallmarks of their class would be guys like Hayden Johnson from Coastal, Dominique Harbone, an All-American from Coastal, So, I mean, the front end of their class are Coastal Carolina guys. But for the most part, it's a class that, unlike Paul's last year, I feel like has a lot of balance. They're going to have a really good infield. They're going to have better arms. And so South Carolina, circle those guys. They are going to be vastly improved in 2027. And that means, oh, by the way, the SEC is going to be more competitive, as if it could be more competitive.
Follow him at D1Baseball.com. He's at Kendall Rogers with us all throughout the college baseball season and shedding a little light on this draft that just wrapped up this past weekend. Kendall, we appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You got it, brother. Have a good one. Thank you.
You too. Talk soon. It's after further review. Hey, want to remind you, a week from Friday is when our fortified roof giveaway closes over at Parish Construction Roofing. So again, the deadline to enter is a week from Friday. You don't need an inspection. It doesn't matter if you got a new roof 2 days ago. We're giving one homeowner in Baton Rouge, one homeowner in New Orleans a brand new fortified roof. Alongside our partner Drew Brees and the Brees Dream Foundation. It's easy. Go to the website, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Go to the website, parishbuilt.com. You'll see on the homepage there's 2 shield logos at the website. One is Baton Rouge, one is, can you pull this up, please? One is Baton Rouge and one is New Orleans. Just click whichever is relevant to you. If you're in Greater Baton Rouge or Greater New Orleans, and you'll see right there, click it, and you can enter right there at parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parish Construction Roofing, parishbuilt.com. All right, it's after further review. Tasmin Mitchell is going to be with us to start hour number 3. He'll be here in studio with us. Former Tiger great, spent the last 9 seasons on staff, both under Will Wade and then under Matt McMahon, but was not retained by Will Wade. But Taz will be in studio with us, talk some basketball, what he's doing next, all that good stuff. That's coming up here in less than an hour. When we come back, Brian Kelly sat down for about half an hour, long-range interview with a Notre Dame podcast, and covered a lot of ground, including being fired for the first time, talking about the importance of hiring assistant coaches and why that sort of derailed his time at LSU, if he plans to coach again. Actually said he has not signed a contract yet with CBS. Well, let's hear some of what Brian Kelly had to say, and we'll react to it next. It's AFR.
AFR.
If you are thinking about putting in a pool, you got to call Duplessis Pools. Better yet, start at the website, duplessispools.com, duplessispools.com. It's super easy because when you go to duplessispools.com, right there on the homepage, there's a Pick Your Pool tab. So it's so easy. You can go pick whatever of 11 designs you like, choose all of your finishes. You can even pay for it right there on the website and get in the queue over at Duplessis Pools. Bottom line is, there's a quote they often use over at Duplessis. It was on the front page of the website, for the homepage of the website, for a lot of years. And it was, quality is remembered long after price is forgotten. It's a quote from Gucci, but it makes sense. And it's what Duplessis lives by. They're going to build you a beautiful pool, but they're going to take the time to do it right so it lasts. That's why at Duplessis, they offer you a 10-year workmanship warranty when the industry standard is 1 year. DuplessisPools.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Eagle 98.1, the rock station. Home of the Woody Show in the morning. Scotty Mack with Rock at Work. Michelle Southern with Southern Rock. Home of LSU sports since 1998. And rock for Baton Rouge since 1985. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. To join our VIP fan club, text ROCK to 225-499-9898. Eagle 98.1, the rock station.
Here on the Gulf Coast, a wave says a lot. It says hello. It says thanks. It says we care. Shouldn't banking feel the same way? A friendly wave. A familiar face. Backed by all the convenient tools you need to make banking a breeze. We're Gulf Coast Bank and Trust. Give us a wave and coast into better banking.
You see what you're looking for.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. but our number one product's always customer satisfaction. Come visit us at reliefwindows.com. By the way, we do shutters too.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool,
Better coverage for less money. That's what they do at Insurance Network of Louisiana. It's that simple. Call them, 293-0450, 293-0450, 293-0450, or lainsurance.net. We're talking about homeowners insurance, auto insurance, flood, umbrella, business insurance. At Insurance Network of Louisiana, they crush it for restaurants and bars. Maybe you own a restaurant and you're thinking about, man, how can I improve the bottom line? Or whatever your business is. What about your insurance? It's a monthly expense you have that's just probably on auto renew. Like, what if you could get better coverage for less money every month, helping your bottom line? Let Insurance Network of Louisiana shop independently for free from the top-rated companies in the world to get you better coverage for less money. 293-0450, 293-0450, or lainsurance.net.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Little dust, just look at her face. She ain't a fooling me. She thinks my track.
Love that Alan Jackson.
He's great. Just this is not Alan Jackson.
Love that Garth Brooks.
He's fantastic. This is not him though.
Love that Toby Tom play.
Toby's the man.
Really good.
But this
Really good.
no, not Toby.
Zach Bryan.
No.
Luke
No.
Bryan?
No. Closer, I would say, with Luke Bryan. Just
Bryan from Port Allen.
Maybe. I don't think so though.
Dang it.
Actually, I take it back. It's not closer to Luke Bryan. His music's terrible.
Why you hate that guy?
I don't like his music. I mean, he
Is
seems
he
like
the
a
one
pretty
that's
nice
married
guy.
to Gwen Stefani?
No, that's Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton.
This is not him.
Oh, dang. Simon Cowell.
No.
The other
Did
guy.
he ever actually sing?
No.
I
The
don't
other
think so.
guy from the reality show.
That narrows it down. That could be a lot of people.
Yep. The Maroon 5 guy.
Adam.
Him.
Levine? Is that
Yep,
it? Levine?
that's it. Adam Levine. That's him.
No, this isn't him though. No.
Mm.
No.
Clint Black.
No. Closer to the right era though.
Okay. We'll get it. Actually, I think I've exercised all of my awareness of country.
That's it?
Shania Twain.
Yeah, she's great. This is not her though.
Martina McBride.
No. Oh man.
Faith Hill.
Right. Whew. There you go. Rattle them off. None of those. This is a male.
Chick from Louisiana, who lost all the weight and she's super famous
Oh,
now.
Lainey Wilson.
Her.
Yep. This is not her.
It's her.
No.
Well, go to Sunshine anyway and buy a tractor or a zero-turn mower, a gator. Tailgating season's around the bend, Muse. They got little portable generators to power your tailgate, fans, all that sort of stuff.
And you got a great home schedule to tailgate for this year.
Man. Can you imagine that weather in November for Bama and Texas back-to-back weeks?
Oh.
Ah!
It'll probably be like 82 instead of 95. It's going to be great.
Katie, bar the door. It's gumbo weather. Brian Kelly will not be coaching those games. Lane Kiffin will be. However, Brian Kelly was on a Notre Dame podcast. I guess it's interesting. We have to sort of wrap our brains around Brian Kelly being in the media, and he's going to talk a lot now. So he did an interview on a Notre Dame podcast. Apparently, Kelly and his family moved back to South Bend, so he's staying there. I mean, it actually makes sense. I mean, like we talked about Paul Maneri. Paul Maneri's is here now. His wife never left. He was in an apartment in South Carolina when he lived in Columbia. So Brian Kelly, they kept their home in South Bend, I presume, and so he's there now and is around the program. But it's interesting because they covered a lot of ground on this interview. Not only of his, and it was through the lens of a Notre Dame fan. So they asked a lot about Marcus Freeman and his time at Notre Dame and all that stuff. But they did ask Brian Kelly about being fired for the first time in his career, which happened in October.
When you've been fired, it's the initial reaction to, all right, what are the things that I could have done better? It's not, they did this or they did that. Look, that's their choice. So the first thing you have to do is look at the things that you didn't do well enough. And look, at the end of the day, I didn't win enough games. We could talk about 72 different other reasons why having a 700 winning percentage and being 22-3 at home is not winning, but that's what it is. And so you can't keep going back to that. You got to go and look at what are the things that I needed to do better in my tenure at LSU. So whatever that's called in this process, maybe acceptance, you have to accept that you did not get the job done to the way they wanted it done.
Interesting how we was able to just rattle off 700 winning percentage and 22-3 at home. Painting that picture however he wants. Listen, y'all know how I feel about this. When coaches get fired, we often amplify or magnify the negative and we ignore the good. And over time, you'll start to remember the good. I think the same is true with Les Miles. The same will be true with Paul Maneri. I think the same will be true with Brian Kelly. We will look back on his time and go, man, the win over Bama was incredible. Jaden's Heisman season was otherworldly. We're all grateful for having seen that. A couple of 10-win seasons. There was a lot of good. There was a lot of good in the Kelly era. The way I've described it mostly is that LSU, in hiring Kelly, bought a fleet of horses the day the Model T was invented. He's the winningest active coach in college football. He's an elite level coach in the other era, but did not adjust and adapt to the NIL era like other coaches who've had more success in this era have done. Like, for example, can you play 8, please? He was asked, like, if he does coach again, which he says he plans to do, what type of program would appeal to him?
I think everybody has to be motivated by what's going on in this business today. We can be strictly transactional. And the questions that I would ask in an interview is, how much NIL money do you have? That's one way to go, right? The other way would be, look, I know we need NIL money to be in the game, but does academics mean anything to you? It means something to me. I've been in this business my entire career, and it's surrounded by academics, and it's surrounded about relationships with players. The program that still carries that as a priority in their program are the ones that I would be interested in. Relationships with players, academics, developing young men. That's what I love to do. It's not sifting through contracts and NIL dollars. That's the reality of what you have to do, or you can't be in it.
And that is why Brian Kelly likely will not coach again at a high-level program. He doesn't want to do it. He told us that last year. He didn't want to do it. I've played the clip a million times where he was asked about Austin Thomas. And says they have a great relationship, but he didn't want to work with a GM. It's why he never took an NFL job. Like, he wants to recruit and develop and coach young people. And if you want to do that, great, but then you're probably going to have to go coach Division II or Division III. Or, I would say go coach in the NFL, but you're not developing young people at that instance. But you're not having these types of conversations like you have to do if you want to win at the highest level in major college football right now. He did go through a little bit of what went wrong at LSU. And it was interesting the way they phrased the question, because remember, when Brian Kelly got hired, it was assumed that his coordinators at Notre Dame at the time, Marcus Freeman and Tommy Rees, were going to follow him. And neither did, because Notre Dame very quickly promoted Marcus Freeman to be their head coach, and then Freeman worked to retain Tommy Rees. So he didn't bring either of those coordinators with him. And they asked the question, had Freeman and Rees followed him to LSU, might his time in Baton Rouge have been different?
Oh, I think it means a lot in terms of looking at the things that may have made this process slower than they wanted it to be was coordinator hires. And I needed to do a better job there. I had to make a change after year 2 in defense. That's never a great thing after year 2 to make a change on defense. And I think the world of Matt House, and he's a great man and he's a smart football coach, but it didn't work. And then, Joe Sloan was handed a tough, obviously situation. And he was inexperienced in some areas and he was outstanding in others. But I think as I look at it, those two that you mentioned, if they were able to make the move, it would have been an easier transition, no doubt.
I don't know that I agree that Joe Sloan was handed a tough situation. They were coming off a year where LSU was literally the number 1 total in scoring offense in college football. Jaden won a Heisman, and then Denbrock goes to Notre Dame, and they promote Joe Sloan, and Garrett Nussmeier, a 4th-year player, is waiting in the wings. Like, that's not a tough situation. Maybe he just got tripped over his words and what he was trying to say there. But I completely agree on assistant hires. Like, don't even look at it through the Brian Kelly lens. Look at it through the Ed Ogeron lens. When Ed Ogeron took the job at LSU, he inherited Dave Aranda. When Dave Aranda left for Baylor, he hired Bo Pelini. And then hired Durante Jones. And we could say one about Durante. Durante's a very good coach. Was he handcuffed? The bottom line is it didn't work. And then he inherited Steve Ensminger, who had been hired by Les Miles. And then after his first OC hire, Matt Canada, didn't work, then he again promoted Ensminger, who had been hired by Miles. And when Ensminger retired, he went and hired Jake Peets. So you look at the hires that Ogeron made: Canada, Peets, Pelini, Durante Jones. Why did Ed Ogeron get fired? That's why. So he whiffed on all the coordinator hires. And you can't help but wonder what if Brian Kelly had retained Blake Baker and it was Mike Denbrock, Blake Baker. Maybe you win a national championship in 2023. Maybe not. Well, but it's plausible. It could have happened that way. But yes, absolutely. The coordinator misses were a big part of what happened with Brian Kelly and it not working out. Now, it is also interesting. Can you play number 5, please? Because there was the report a few weeks ago that he's accepted a job with CBS, and he said, not so fast.
I did some work for CBS. I was on their studio. It clearly, is something that we're working to, but I do not have a contract with CBS. So they've asked me not to comment on this arrangement that we're getting close to signing because they want to release it.
I do not have a contract, but I have a contract. But I just can't tell you that I have a contract because they want to tell you I have a contract. So I don't have a contract. But we're going to announce it soon so they can release it, but I don't have a contract right now. And he was also, this is maybe one other sort of newsy part of this conversation. It's why he chose to do TV instead of coaching this season.
I want to stay close to the game, and I don't have a job in college football. We had some issues with LSU relative to my contract, and I wasn't released really from my contract until the cycle was already up in terms of coaching. But I wanted to coach. It was just too late. It was almost December before we had an opportunity. So being in the booth or being in a studio or doing any of those things keeps me close to the game. And I want to stay close to the game because I think if you let this thing get away from you, what Pete's already talked about, how quickly things changed at Notre Dame in a very short period of time. They're going to change in this game if you don't stay close to it.
It's so interesting because Brian Kelly said there that it wasn't until the end of November when he was released from his contract, LSU. And we know all the stuff that happened with the governor, and was he fired? Did Scott Woodward have the autonomy to fire him, et cetera? And so the cycle was over. But it was the end of October when Brian Kelly was fired after that Texas A&M game. And certainly Brian Kelly's agent could have been searching for options for Brian Kelly. I think the reality is the premier options in college football weren't plentiful, and I don't think they will be for Brian Kelly for all the reasons that he said there candidly. If your focus, and I hate to say it this way because it sounds cynical, but if your focus is academics and development of young people, like, that's not going to win in major college football today. I know it's counterintuitive, to a college football program, and he doesn't want to be transactional. That's what wins. And if you're going to take a top 5, 10, 15 job in the country, the expectation is win at the highest level. How do you win at the highest level? You got to nail NIL, and you have to be good at the transactional, transient nature of college football today. And the guy LSU has now is proven to be very good at that. And Brian Kelly has said that's not what he wants to do, which is probably why he's not going to coach again at the major college level. But time will tell. All right, it's after further review. By the way, that was an interview on The Independent, a Notre Dame football podcast with Matt Fortuna and Pete Sampson. So if you want to check out the full interview, the full podcast on YouTube, you can do it. It was a great conversation with those guys if you want to check it out. All right, it's after further review. We are brought to you by Hancock Whitney. I love telling you about Hancock Whitney. I'm so excited to have Hancock Whitney on board with the show because quite literally, as long as I've had a checking account, like I've been with Hancock Whitney. Now, of course, they were initially Hancock and Whitney, then they merged to Hancock Whitney. But for as long as I've had a checking account, they have been my bank. Talk all the time about how you can get the custom LSU or Saints debit card. Like, my money clip's upstairs. But if I pulled out my money clip, I could show you. I have the gold New Orleans Saints debit card. Have for years. So it's a great way that you can support your teams every time you swipe the card, anywhere you are. And a great introductory offer right now for our listeners. If you go to HancockWhitney.com/Matt, it's custom URL, it's my name. So HancockWhitney.com/Matt if you want to find out more. HancockWhitney.com/Matt. Hancock Whitney, official banking partner of the Saints and the LSU Tigers. All right, it's after further review. Thanks for hanging out with us here about halfway home on this Tuesday edition of AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Tasmin Mitchell's in studio with us in 30 minutes from right now. When we come back, though, NFL executives have anonymously given their take on the linebacker crop in the league coming up this year. What do they say about DeMario Davis and Caden Ellis? You'll hear it next on AFR.
AFR.
Well, even though it's raining, it's still hot. I mean, it's 82 degrees right now. But when the rain comes and then the sun comes back out, it's like you're wearing a blanket. All the humidity out there. Let's just face it. It's hot. It's oppressive. It sucks. And it's even worse if your AC isn't working. So if you have issues with your AC, call River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. Spell it out, O-N-E, 1hourbr.com for River City's 1 Hour Air. Hey, look, one of the things I love telling you about with River City's 1 Hour Air is when a technician is coming to your house, you'll get a call, a text, and an email alerting you the technician's on the way. They will also tell you the name of the technician, send you a photo of that technician, and reviews of that technician's work so you can feel comfortable with who's coming in your house. It's River City's 1 Hour Air, 752-0001.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
People think it's all about game day, but the real work happens in the off season, and we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FML Health, our lay of the lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
We trust the lake.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Hey, if you missed it, the announcement earlier today, SEC Football Media Days, which starts on Monday, all of the participants, the 16 member institutions, the 3 players that each are sending have been announced. I was sent out by the league earlier today. Lots of star power. We got 9 quarterbacks going. Sam Leavitt, unfortunately, not one of them. However, Whit Weeks, TJ Daugherty, Trades Green. Those are the 3 participants from LSU, and the Tigers will take their turn on Thursday in Tampa next week. We'll be there with Off the Bench, Hunt Palmer, and AFR all next week there from our radio, or as they call it now, Digital Drive at SEC Football Media Days. Coverage is brought to you by Relief Windows, Rev, FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, and Parish Construction and Roofing. So we appreciate our great sponsors that allow us to go bring you that coverage from Tampa next week. So when we get back from SEC Football Media Days, the following week, Tuesday, the Saints report for training camp. I mean, it is upon us. And ESPN is running a series right now that I think is interesting. I talk about it all the time. I don't care about lists. I don't care about subjective opinion. Top 10 coaches, bottom 10 quarterback. I don't care. If you give me some type of objective data, some metric behind your finding, then I'll consider it. The exception is whenever you have like coaches or executives that are given anonymity to talk about players or positions or coaches or things like that. People in it. And ESPN is running this feature where they've given NFL executives anonymity to vote on the top players at positions. And it was interesting. I wanted to look at linebacker today because obviously it's a massive change for New Orleans. Demario Davis, since 2018 when he came to the Saints, has been the heartbeat of that defense. He is arguably, behind Drew Brees, the best acquisition the Saints have ever made. I mean, whenever you talk about, all right, so it's Drew, and then what's next? I mean, Jonathan Vilma's in that conversation, and clearly Demario Davis is as well. And the Saints let him walk because they didn't want to invest a multi-year guaranteed deal into a 37-year-old linebacker. Now, I think that's foolish. We've talked about it plenty because he has, each of the last 2 years, had the 2 best seasons of his career the last 2 years. There was a story a couple of weeks ago where Demario Davis talked about spending $1 million a year on his body, investing in his health and wellness, which is why he's not only had longevity, but continued to accelerate his production even later on in his career. So this was interesting because, again, these are NFL executives that were given anonymity to vote on the top 10 linebackers in the NFL. And there's not a lot of surprise among these top 10s. Maybe the order is a little bit, but Fred Warner 1, Roquan Smith 2, Carson Schwessinger of Cleveland 3, Zach Bond 4, which is just crazy. The Saints had him and couldn't figure out what to do with him, and so now he's at Philly, and good luck to him. Jack Campbell with the Lions 5, Azeez Al-Shaair of the Texans 6, Jordan Brooks down in Miami 7, Nick Bolton with the Chiefs 8, Edgerrin Cooper with the Packers 9, and then Panthers linebacker Devin Lloyd is 10. Well, then they list 4 honorable mention linebackers: Quay Walker, DeMarvion Overshown, Patrick Queen, PQ, they're with the Steelers now, and then Demario Davis with the Jets, of whom an NFC executive said 2 words, quote, fine wine. Appropriate, right? And then in also receiving votes were Tremaine Edmonds, Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, Foyesade, Oluokun, Ernest Jones, Zaire Franklin, TJ Edwards, Dre Greenlaw, Jihad Campbell, and Caden Ellis. So Caden Ellis was on the also receiving votes list, and Demario Davis was honorable mention. So 10, 11, 12, 13. So Demario Davis was effectively 14th on the list. So I look at these two guys, and I actually think it's pretty appropriate. And I can't help but look and say, it's just so clear what the Saints were looking to do here. If Demario Davis would have accepted a one-year deal, I believe he would still be a member of the New Orleans Saints. Or an incentive-laden deal, similar to what Cam Jordan got. But Demario Davis said, why would I do that? I'm coming off the 2 best years of my career. You can look at the age at 37, or you can look at the productivity. And the Saints, under Mickey Loomis and previously Sean Payton, their mantra has always been they'd rather get rid of a player a year too early than a year too late. Sometimes it's worked. Watching guys like Roman Harper walk, albeit to Carolina. And sometimes it's backfired. You let Malcolm Jenkins go to Philly, and he had a lot left in the tank. You let Darren Sproles go to Philly, had a lot left in the tank. And I think they're going to regret the Demario Davis decision. That's my opinion. Now, you'll know I'm insanely biased. Love Demario Davis, as do I'm sure most of you. But when you look at Demario Davis and Caden Ellis, their contracts are identical. Both are averaging $11 million a year. The Saints gave Ellis a 3-year, $33 million contract, averaging $11 million a year. The Jets gave Demario Davis a 2-year, $22 million contract, averaging $11 million a year. It's really that simple. The Saints were not going to invest multi-years of guaranteed money into a 37-year-old. The Jets were willing to do it. That's why Demario Davis is now with Aaron Glenn and the Jets. The Saints have a lesser player, albeit Caden Ellis, a good linebacker, and a guy that was a 100-tackle guy a season ago in Atlanta, a guy the Saints drafted and has proven to be a good starting linebacker in the NFL. He is not going to be Demario Davis. He is not going to produce at the level Demario Davis will in New York. When the season's over, Demario Davis will have more production than Caden Ellis. I have no problem saying that whatsoever. The thing that I look at, and look, each of the last 3 years in Atlanta, 122 tackles in 2023, 151 in 2024, last year 107. That was Caden Ellis the last 3 years. So he'll be a 100-tackle guy for the Saints this year, but Davis will have a better season. What the Saints are banking on is that 3 years from now, Ellis will be a more productive player over 3 years than Davis over 2. And we'll see how that may all play out and manifest. And I'll be really curious to watch how this unfolds, because I think the Saints made a mistake. And it's not a knock on Caden Ellis. It's just to say I would have rather invested a 2-year deal in Demario Davis, and then you figure out linebacker after that. You grow and develop guys behind him. That's not the route that they chose. So we'll see what ultimately how this plays out in Brandon Staley's defense, with a major change right in the middle of the defense. It's also fascinating to get opinions on these New Orleans Saints. Well, John Gruden was a guest on the Ira Kaufman podcast. And listen, I think a lot of people around here are optimistic, maybe cautiously optimistic about New Orleans. Like, I'm not bullish on the Saints. I don't think they're a contender. I do think the Saints will be better than their 6 wins a year ago, and John Gruden agrees.
But I see the Saints.
What do you think of that quarterback?
I love what he did in the last 5 games. I mean, he's a big dude that can run. He's obviously physically very tough. They added the big receiver in the first round, Tyson. I think Olave stays healthy. I love the addition of ETN. If Kamara comes back to life, they've got a couple backs. And
they got a little old, John, in some spots.
Well, you know, they got rid of some age. They brought back Cam Jordan. They got rid of Demario Davis, certainly. But there are some good players there, man. I really like Granderson. I like Brian Breesy. I like the young safety they got from Virginia. But I do think New Orleans is a lot better team than people think.
to have to get Gruden working on some of the pronunciations of those names. If you're ever wondering about, that's a TV guy too. I mean, that's the guy who did Monday Night Football for a lot of years. If you ever wonder about the interest level nationally in New Orleans Saints football, John Gruden calling first-round defensive lineman Brian Brzee, like, who's now going, by the way, into the final year of his rookie deal. Like, that is a case in point of how little nationally people actually care about the New Orleans Saints.
I like Brzee, Brian Brzee.
I like Brzee.
Gruden's such a beauty, man.
I like Brian Brzee. Someone get that? Hey, T-Bob. T-Bob's up at Barstool.
It's true.
Get
Yeah.
him a phonetic pronunciation. We're calling on T-Bob to pronounce things phonetically.
We're in trouble.
We're brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. Locations all over South Louisiana, name brand tires at wholesale prices, and they keep you coming back because they treat you like family. Shawbills, they're awesome, man. I've had the great pleasure to tell you about Shawbills for about a decade now here on AFR, and I'll do it for as long as they let me, as long as they give me the honor, because I love going to bat for great businesses, and Shawbills has been around since 1968. Nearly 60 years in business. And it's because they sell you great tires at wholesale prices, and they treat you like family. And there's something to be said in this era for amazing customer service in an era where that's lost by so many businesses. Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, they perfected it. If you need tires, you need Shawbills. Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. Shawbills. We keep you rolling. All right, y'all, it's after further review. Former Tiger great Tasmin Mitchell is going to be in studio with us here in about 15 minutes from right now. We're looking forward to that. Taz, of course, played 5 seasons at LSU, spent the last 9 years on staff, first for Will Wade, then for Matt McMahon. I was not retained by Will this go-around, so what's Tasmin going to be up to next? We'll talk a lot of basketball. We'll talk Wade, what went wrong with Matt McMahon, how Wade's building this roster. Like, Taz is also a guy that was recruiting Marcus Spears Jr., Taz was recruiting Ahmad Hudson for the basketball side. So a lot of stuff I want to dive into with Taz. We'll have him in studio with us here in just a smidge. Let me knock out our final break here of hour number 2. We'll come back. Music to Tigers and the Pros. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Darren James and Associates, brokered by LPT Realty. Got to give a big hat tip and a salute to my guy, Darren James. Before I walked in studio earlier today, I just got in my mailbox the Baton Rouge Business Report 100, the top 100 local private businesses in Baton Rouge. And my guy, Darren James and Associates, brokered by LPT Realty, made the list again this year. And look, are we really surprised? Darren James on the Wall Street Journal's list of the top 1% of realtors in America. That's when it comes to getting to the closing table, like on the transaction side. If you need to sell your home, you need the realtor who quite literally sells more homes than anyone. That's Darren James. So you can call Darren on his cell, or you can log on to agent225.com, agent225.com, agent225.com. If you need to sell your home, you need Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
At Parrish, we take pride in building roofs that last, because championships are built on commitment, not just on the floor or the court, but your home too.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
Raising Cane's is honoring Chuck Norris on National Chicken Finger Day. For every box combo sold on July 27th, Cane's is donating $1 to Chuck's Foundation, Kickstart Kids.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. No, the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
As a business owner, you're always focused on how you can improve the bottom line. Well, when was the last time you shopped your insurance coverage? Insurance Network of Louisiana can help. If you're a business owner, let my friends at Insurance Network of Louisiana see if they can find you better coverage for less money. They always offer exceptional customer service and partner with only the best providers. So check them out online today at lainsurance.net.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for.
Saturday, Erica and I went to dinner, and we went over to Supper Club. It was a little birthday dinner. My goodness, it was outstanding. Had the Sagrera cut, bone-in, dry-aged New York strip. It was awesome. The sides are a la carte. We did the Brussels sprouts with that delicious sweet sauce on it. Incredible. Erica got the whipped potatoes, a little tuna appetizer as well. Dessert, can't go wrong. I wanted the butter cake. She wanted creme brulee. So what the heck, we got both. It's just what you do. It's at Supper Club. Listen, I say it all the time. No matter what you order at Supper Club, it's going to be the best of that thing you've ever had. If it's the lamb lollipops, or if it's the veal parmesan, maybe the Chilean sea bass, which is out of this world, you're going to have the best dining experience ever at Supper Club. So book your reservations at supperclubbtr.com. Supperclubbtr.com.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
One who really understands what gets me.
Oh. Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
No. Not him.
No, not him?
Not him.
Are you sure?
Yeah, positive. Like 100% positive.
Musso! Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
Let's go with a couple former Tigers in minor league baseball. So Ethan Fry, he's been dealing with a hamstring injury, which means rehab assignment. Went 2 for 3 with a run, scored a double and 2 RBI in his most recent rehab game in the FCL. He's 8 for 15, though, through 5 rehab games. So he's doing pretty well.
I'm not good at math, but I think that's above 500.
That is above 500.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. So he'll be back up into high A ball where he was, I'd imagine, pretty shortly. Speaking of high A ball, Baseball America does this thing where they look through the hottest MLB prospects over the last week. Daniel Dickinson comes in at number 2. A little Dicky here over the last week. 453 homers, 9 RBI, and 10 runs scored. He's at the high A level in the Brewers organization. Really solid action there for Danny Dickinson. Little Dicky. 450 over the last week, man. Solid. Angel Reese turned in a double-double. No.
Yeah, I don't think that's allowed.
That's not. It's an all-boys school,
They don't
23 and 13, though, for Angel. 7-11 from the floor, 8 of 8 from the field. She was dominant in that game. Also, three steals, and the Dream got the win. NBA.
Oh!
Wait, who was your other one? I don't remember who else played in
Doesn't matter.
It does, because we need to know if you hit your parlay.
Of course I hit my parlay.
You had the Lynx?
Yep.
You hit the parlay.
Yeah!
How about that? Give him a ding.
Who needs you, Otter?
We'll give him a ding.
I got the auto lock right called Sconer Locks.
Sconer Locks. Sconstradamus. Is he back?
Scone Cold Locks. I'm out here in
like
WNBA moneyline parlays.
Yeah, it was
Take that, Otter. You take the night off. I'm out here slinging winners left and right.
It was paying like minus 230.
Shut
but
up.
I'm just saying.
Did yours hit?
No, man. We were close,
No,
though.
you
Made
weren't.
semifinals.
Oh, close semifinals. That
Oh,
ain't
one
close
spot
to
away.
nothing.
That was one spot away from the finals. What are you talking about?
One spot away from the finals, not even one spot away from winning.
Look.
Stink. Mine cashed, yours didn't. I win.
Cam Carter.
Stone Cold Locks.
Stone Cold Locks. Cam Carter, NBA Summer League action here for the Heat. He played 6 minutes off the bench a night ago, 2 points and a block in that ball game. And then tonight, you will see Markel Sutton in action in the Summer League with Sacramento Kings. That's Tigers and Pros.
Markel Sutton.
Summer League, bro.
What?
Let's get crazy.
What?
Vegas.
We gotta add Markel Sutton to Tigers.
Yeah. And probably only for the Summer League. Poor guy.
Bro, college basketball is so wrecked.
Yeah.
I mean, Markel Sutton was here for a day and a half, and we're doing Tigers in the pros.
Hey, he's a former Tiger. He's in the pros.
I'm with you. Now, you know what would be wild? What if we do guys who started their career at LSU and finished it elsewhere?
All right, Jake Latz, he's an all-star. You see him in the all-star game tonight. There you go.
We're brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020. 924-2020. You want to see 2020, call 924-2020. A former Tiger who was in the pros, Dwayne Bowe. He had LASIK, remember, saved his career. If you want to be an all-pro receiver, all you have to do is get LASIK. Can we make that a tagline? Get LASIK and you will be an all-pro receiver in the NFL. Does it play?
I think it plays, yeah.
All right, Muse is going to get LASIK and then he'll be an all-pro receiver in the NFL.
Might have to grow a little bit,
He's
too.
got the skill set for it.
Yeah.
WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEye.com. 924-2020 for the Williamson Eye Center. Hour 3, Tasmin Mitchell in studio next.
AFR.
In all seriousness, though, do love telling you about our friends over at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. At Lee Michaels, they have perfected the engagement process. They've helped Louisianians get engaged for 40 years. By the way, I mentioned a couple of our great partners already. Hat tip to Scott and the great team over at Lee Michaels. They also, on the Baton Rouge Business Report's Top 100, was fired to see so many of our partners make that list. And it speaks to the success they've had, the staying power that they've had. And listen, at Lee Michaels, they love to highlight the Lee Michaels experience, right? So at Lee Michaels, if you want to come in and try on 100 rings without buying anything, do it. If you buy something and she doesn't love it, return it. Like, they want her to be thrilled and you to be the hero. So thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry.
Here on the Gulf Coast, a wave says a lot. It says hello. It says thanks. It says we care. Shouldn't banking feel the same way? A friendly wave. A familiar face. Backed by all the convenient tools you need to make banking a breeze. We're Gulf Coast Bank and Trust. Give us a wave and coast into better banking.
You see what you're looking for.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care. Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And we always have other great giveaways for new patients. Check out hooddentalcare.com and schedule your appointment today.
If your office is experiencing
performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Spain, for the second time ever, is in the World Cup final. Raquel Olazabal, Pedro Porro each scored in the 2-0 win over France in the semifinals. Spain plays Argentina or England in the championship match on Sunday. The National League and American League face off in the 96 MLB All-Star Game tonight. 7 Eastern ESPN Radio. One of the best stories at the break in the sport has got to be the White Sox. After a couple of nightmare seasons, they're an AL Central co-leader. ESPN MLB analyst David Ross.
I've been on the radar over, 3 years in a row, over 100 lost seasons, 102 2 years ago, and now they're at the top of the Central and the American League with the Cleveland Guardians. They're just doing a phenomenal job, and another credit to Chris Getz and Will Venable. They've really changed the culture there. There's a lot of winning going on in south side of Chicago right now.
Dodgers two-way megastar Shohei Ohtani will be at least a DH for this weekend's series against the Yankees after having fluid drained from his left knee. No decision yet made if he'll pitch in New York, according to manager Dave Roberts.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yes, sir. And Mr. Toby Tom Play. Paul, did I hit the camera? All right. We're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us. Glad to have former Tiger great Denham Springs' own Tasmin Mitchell in studio with us. Yo, man, how are you?
I'm good, man. Thank you for asking, man. I'm great, man. Thank you for having me.
Dude, it's our pleasure. Glad we connected, man. It's always nice to see you. Glad to see you in studio. Man, 5 years as a player at LSU, last 9 on staff.
Yes.
When we were talking earlier today, I didn't realize you spent 9 years on staff. But we'll start with a little bad news. So you weren't retained by Will Wade and the new staff. Man, what can you tell us about the decision and sort of the process of that? Like, it's never easy, right? Whenever you have a coaching change,
right?
But so what's it been like?
Oh man, it's like I said, I've been just been patient, and I understand that process, and I wanted to be retained, but I guess had other plans, and I respect that. Because he gave me an opportunity the first time. And then McMahon gave me the second opportunity. So I'm grateful, man. I don't know what went through that process, but I'm grateful for those 9 years that I was there to give my heart and soul to the Tigers.
You saw a lot in 9 years. Like, when I started to think about, so Will hired you the first go-around in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you were there for tournament teams.
Yes.
COVID.
Yes.
Everything we know that happened with Will the first go-round.
Right.
Then being fired, Matt McMahon coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And now what happened in the last 90 days, which has been it's been a wild 6 months, honestly, around our test. Start with the Lane Kiffin stuff. But, no, go ahead. Yeah, if you had something.
Oh, no, man. It's I've been through the ups and downs, and but I'm grateful for every situation that happened.
Yeah.
Because it brought me closer to home. It brought me closer to the Tigers, and I am a Tiger. The good, the bad, the ugly. That's a Tiger. Not just when the things are going good and things are great and you're getting the fame and you're getting the fortune and stuff like that. It's not about that with me. I'm a Tiger, man. I blood, sweat, and tears on that floor. I'm a Louisiana guy. I know what it means, and I was grateful for those 9 years I was there. Thanks to everybody who gave me an opportunity, the administration, the coaches, Will, Coach Matt. I'm thankful for those guys.
Yeah.
And I didn't mind being in the trenches with them. I didn't mind cut down the nets with them either. So that's me, man. I'm not a fair weather guy. I'm with you when things are going good, when things are going bad.
Yeah. Well, Taz, it's a weird thing, man. Like we're kind of getting to be the older guys now. I looked up early and I was like, oh crap, Taz is 40.
Oh man, don't say that. I'm in my prime.
Dude, no doubt. I feel awesome.
I feel good, man. I feel good.
I just turned 44 last week.
Awesome.
But I've been doing radio for 23 years. Been doing this show for almost 17 years now. So my point in saying that is like, I remember covering Tasmin, the McDonald's All-American. And now here's like Tasmin saying he's grateful for the last 9 years on staff at LSU. It's wild how it goes. But one thing that's undeniable is like, you love LSU. That's in your DNA.
It's in my DNA, man. You cut me open, purple and gold would come out. You know what I'm saying? No matter what team I'm coaching, man, I'm a Tiger through and through.
So, have you had a chance to talk to Will a lot since he's been back?
No, not really.
Yeah.
But I respect his decision. I respect his decision as a man, and of course, me being selfishly and how I am a Tiger and how I love being a Tiger. Even on the sidelines. Not even when things are going good. I wish I would have been retained, but I respect it, man. I'm not even upset with him. There's nothing like that at all because I'm grateful for the 9 years that I was at LSU.
So what's next for you? Do you want to keep coaching?
Yeah, man, I'm going to keep coaching, man. I'm going to keep coaching. Shucks, I'm going to go to my, I'm loyal. And, people say you're loyal to a fault, but that's who I am, and that's who I'm going to remain. And I was like, if I'm gonna give my time and my mindset and my accessibility and just basically my heart to impacting lives, I'm gonna do it at home. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go assistant coach at Denham Springs High School.
Come on.
For a year or two, and however long it is, I'm just being assistant to Coach Cab, who's graced me with open arms always. He's also the reason why I wanted to get into coaching. He let me volunteer coach in 2016 when the flood, and I loved it. And I saw how passionate he was, how he was impacting lives. So I'm like, man, there's only one place I would go. I'm not going out of the state. I'm not going to coach for no other high school, no nothing. I am devoted, and I'm loyal to Denham Springs, Louisiana. And I'll hopefully one day after everything's said and done and he's finished with his stint, I'll become the head coach there one day.
Okay. So if you had, just to clarify, if you had an opportunity to go be on staff, on a college staff somewhere else, would you consider it?
No, sir. I wouldn't, man, because that would require me to leave. And I love my family. And money can't buy me time, man.
So interesting, man.
So money can't buy me time, man. I love my family. I love spending time with my grandmother. I love spending time with my kids, man, my mom. My friends, everybody, man, my close ones, my close friends, everybody, man. I'm here. I want to be here. I want to be accessible to them, and I love being home, man. I'm a Louisiana guy. That's why LSU means so much to me.
Yeah. That's incredible, man. Like to think if you had an opportunity to coach college, but like the importance of being here wouldn't lure you away. It's that's incredible. You're also you told me earlier today you're working on a new show. You're doing a podcast?
Yeah, man. I started a new podcast.
What
man.
you got?
It's called The Motion Podcast, and always move with the purpose on purpose, and that's our slogan. That's how we gonna say it, and that's what we mean. I just started it with my co-host and my guy Dron, and he's a smart mind, man. He's a smart mind from the same neighborhood. Young kid that watched me grow up and watch what I did and kind of looked up to me. So I trust him, and I trust his ability to help me out to better myself, you know, because you're never too old to learn a lesson. You know, he teaching me a lot of things about this media world that kind of kept me, that I kind of kept myself away from. So, but nah, man, it's the Motion Podcast. Always move with the purpose on purpose. And I'm going to put my heart into it, man.
I love it. See, here it is on YouTube. So if you're looking for it on YouTube, it's at Motion Podcast 50. Because there's some different Motion podcasts.
Yeah,
So it's Motion Podcast 50 if you want to check it out and go subscribe. You just dropped the first episode, looks like 3 days ago.
Just dropped the first episode, man. Me
Awesome.
and him just talking and just basically introduction of what we're going to be about and what we're going to do.
Love it. Check it out on YouTube or wherever you get podcasts. At Motion Podcast 50 on YouTube is where you can get the Motion Podcast. Tasmin Mitchell is in studio. I want to cover a lot of ground with you because we got some time with you, right? You good?
Time.
Okay.
We got some time. Man. We got some time.
Why? I want to go back and then we'll get to what's ahead next for LSU basketball. But I mean, you spent the last 3 years on staff with Matt McMahon. If I asked you, Taz, like, why didn't it work with Matt McMahon here? What would you say?
Oh, man. I really don't know, man. You know, because Matt McMahon, he's a great person, great human being, wonderful coach. You know, some things you have to adjust to. And, you know, sometimes, you know, you have coaches that may or may not want to adjust to how you do things around here, around the city, around Louisiana, you know, and that may be a thing. But I also think that we couldn't have really established a culture. We tried to many times with a lot of our guys, but with the transfer portal, man, you got guys coming in and out. It's hard to, because it's like speed dating. You have to hurry up and get to know them while you got guys that's already there, and you switching it up, you changing it up because of the personnel that you have. So I just feel like in the trajectory of the transfer portal, it's hard to build a culture unless you're a blue blood or established team. You know what I'm saying? Because your freshmen that you want not staying there 4 years, that's what build a culture. Guys that's bought into the system, guys who trust in and believe in the coach and can carry on the message even when the coach is not looking or listening. So I think that's why it didn't work, man. It was always constantly changing. Like, you know what I'm saying, when he came in, he didn't have no guns to shoot with.
That's true.
So you got to think about that. You know, we had to get 15 guys in 3 months.
Yeah.
And 53 days. 15 guys in 53 days, and that was guys that we really didn't recruit much. We just needed, like, do you want to come to LSU?
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, some of the guys stayed 4 years. Jalen Reed,
yep,
stayed 4 years, and we loved him. You know, he can carry on the culture too, but he had other things going on with him too as well. So I think that's why it didn't work, man. The changing of players, and we couldn't really build a culture. I don't even think it was a Matt McMahon fault. I just think the era that we in, that's why it didn't work. You know, you got to have freshmen on the team. You got to have freshmen and stuff on the team, man, that wants to be there 3 or 4 years. Everybody changing every year. You got a different person every year.
It's going to be interesting to see it because it looks like Will Wade is coming in with a very different approach. Let me do this. I'm going to break, come back. We'll continue with Taz. We are brought to you by Parish Restoration. Because I want to ask Taz, I want to ask you about because you worked under Will Wade, but it was in a different era.
Right.
So I want to see if you think that worked. And also, look, Taz has spent a lot of time recruiting Marcus Spears Jr. and Ahmad Hudson for basketball. So there's a lot about those guys. We'll talk about that coming up here in a bit. I want to remind you, Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor. They'll come in, spray their patented non-toxic dry fog treatment. It's easy, it's efficient, it's cost-effective. Make sure you give them a look. It's mold remediation done right the first time. All this rain, if you've had water intrusion, have or think you might have mold, our friends at Parish Restoration can get you squared away. Not only mold, but also odor, sweat, pet, smoke, whatever it may be, you want to knock out odor, Parrish Restoration can do it. ParrishRestoration.com, ParrishRestoration.com. All right, Tasmin Mitchell's in studio with us. We're going to knock out a break. We'll come back. We'll continue. There's a lot of ground I want to cover with Taz. We'll do that as we continue here on a Tuesday edition of AFR powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
After further review.
You know, I've referenced it several times, the Business Report's top 100 local companies and private companies. How about Glow Resources? Jareth Nakan and the gang over at Glow Resources made the list again this year. So fired up for them to see their growth. If you look at the Business Report, up 11% year over year. Just an incredible success story because they do things right to help businesses grow. It's simple. The right people in the right positions are how you scale a company. You got to have the right people in the right spots. Glow Resources helps you find the right people for whatever job you're looking for. It doesn't matter if it's skilled blue-collar labor or if you're looking for any office job, right? They have their professional placement division. So maybe it's anything from an office assistant up to the C-suite. Glow Resources can help. And while home base is here in Baton Rouge, they help businesses all over the country. Glow Resources. Check them out at glowresources.com.
People think it's all about game day. Let's go! But the real work happens in the off season.
Spring practices, early lifts,
extra reps. And we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FMOL Health, our lay of the lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
So we can do what we do best.
We trust the lake.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product's always customer satisfaction. Come visit us at reliefwindows.com. By the way, we do shutters too.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
I've been in banking for over 35 years. I usually start about 7:30 in the morning, and I usually leave somewhere around 5, or if customers need me to meet them at their house or their business places, I don't mind going after hours. I have done churches, subdivisions, retail centers, hospitals, and nursing homes. And that's why we chose to live in this community, because of the values First American Bank has, that I can serve my community and my customers.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinecenterla.com.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Glad to have former Tiger great Tasmin Mitchell hanging out in studio with us. You mentioned spent the last 9 seasons on staff, both for Will Wade, Matt McMahon. Not retained by Will Wade this go round. Let me ask you, man. You coached under Will in a previous era,
Right.
Like pre-NIL era.
Mm-hmm.
Now Will's back in this portal NIL era. Like, do you think he's the right hire at this time?
Yeah, man. Will Wade is an LSU coach, man. He's the great hire. He's the best guy for the job. He's an amazing hire. Amazing basketball mind. He gets it. He gets it. I think it was a great hire for the university.
How different is it, like, being inside then and now seeing it? Like, how different is it at LSU right now or in college basketball at LSU today than when Will was here before?
I think the prices went up. You know what I'm saying? I think
that's true.
I mean, shucks. I think the prices went up, man. But no, man. I just think the era is different. When Will was here the first time, man, we was able to establish some kids on our team that we can build a culture with.
Yeah, to make
and it was
Tremont.
It was Tremont, Javante. You had Trendon Wofford, Darius Days stayed 4 years. Emmett Williams stayed 2, 3. You had guys staying. Yeah. The transfer portal was not the transfer portal then. Guys were invested in being a Tiger and learning, and that's another thing. That's why the culture is hard to be built at LSU, because guys are not really trying to learn what it really means to be in Louisiana. Baton Rouge, what I'm saying, the culture, the history, and stuff like that. That's why it's hard to build a culture, because we just fly by night. And just, hey, here 6 months, 8 months, you're out. But I just think it's different now because, everybody's on the same playing field.
Are there enough players in Louisiana, guys who want to stay home to build that culture?
Yes, I think so. I think it kind of fell off a little bit. I think it kind of fell off a little bit to where we had guys hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? Guys hit or miss. But like Chris Senac, he's from New Orleans. He's from the LaPlace area, but he ended up going to school somewhere else. A lot of guys that play high school ball here that has a chance of being better, some of them always leave because they feel like the Louisiana trajectory of high school basketball is not like a prep school or something like that.
I see what you're saying. So they leave their high school to go play at a prep school somewhere. But is there a draw to come? Like, should that? I guess what I'm asking, Taz, should that be a focus of the staff to say, let's recruit Louisiana kids who want to put on for Louisiana?
Right. Yes. I think that's a focus.
You played on a Final Four team that everybody was within 50 miles of Baton Rouge.
Oh man, look, let me tell you something about that team. We were different. We were different. We played. It was a crock pot era then.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we live in a microwave era.
Yeah.
This is we lived in a crock pot. Coach Collis Temple had us on the Sports Academy Cubs together. Everybody, all of them played house league. I'm from Denham Springs, Louisiana, so I played a part to be the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But when we got older, we all played together. So that team was accumulated from when we was 10 or 11 years old. We just didn't know it then. You know what I'm saying? We just didn't know it then. So that's why I say that team is like no other Final Four team that ever went to the Final Four in the history of Final Fours.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel. Might be biased toward it, but yeah, man, that's the difference now. You know what I'm saying? There's no players that want to stay, especially good players that want to stay in state and believe in the competition in Louisiana. I think it's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It has been better. It did drop off a little bit, but I think you got a couple gems in Louisiana. You just got to be able to go out and find them and make sure they stay here.
Yeah. So then how do you, because you did a lot of recruiting, man.
Right.
Like you've done this for almost a decade now.
Yeah.
How do you recruit in the NIL era if it seems like the only thing guys are after is the check?
Well, you can't really recruit in the NIL era unless you just know the person and you have a personal family relationship and it's already done. But there's no really recruiting. You really don't have to recruit. They all got agents now, and you can talk. You can talk to them. You're not really talking to the families no more. It's not even about the families. The kids come in 10 hours. You know what I'm saying? Then they fly out. So they really not really knowing what the school. They just want to know them. They would just want to know the money, what the budget is, and stuff like that. But that's another reason why the culture is going in a lot of schools because everybody's just so transactional. We're living in a microwave era when the crock pot era was a great area. But I get it. In the social media where everybody wants fast, everybody wants it now. But I feel like you still have to have a crock pot if you want to build a culture, especially here at LSU.
So how do you get guys to stay?
I guess show them that you're interested in them when they're young, and not only when you feel like, oh, I just heard about them, I just heard about the kid, and now you hear somebody else wanting, so now it's time for us to up the ante. No, you got to be on that person from the time it starts, from the time he's a freshman, and hopefully you don't let him leave the state. Hopefully you kind of could persuade him like, LSU is your home, stay here, we got you. But that doesn't happen no more, man. Everybody wants that. Everybody wants that now. Nobody want to deal with adversity. Nobody want to deal with accountability. So everybody just fly by night now.
Tasmin Mitchell's in studio with us. By the way, make sure you check out Motion Podcast as well, YouTube podcast. You mentioned relationships. I teased it a bit ago, but there's a couple of really elite prospects that you have relationships with. I'd love your thoughts on. One is Marcus Spears Jr. We all know Swagoo, right? And so Junior grew up in the Dallas area, and LSU was in the mix. We know ultimately he picked Texas and he reclassed. So walk me through, if you would, because you were one of the primary recruiters.
Me and my good friend, my guy that's at Arizona State, David Patrick. DP. He did a phenomenal job recruiting him. And then I helped out. And then I had a relationship with Swagoo, with Marcus, so I've been knowing him forever. His wife played basketball for the Lady Tigers, and it was just, again, relationships. And if you have a relationship with somebody, it's called trust. They trust you with their kid. And I don't think when we left, the relationship stayed. I guess trust altered, and he had to make a move better for his future and his family's future and his career. And I think it was an amazing move for him to jump classes and to get to college and work on his body, work on his strength, work on his speed and quickness, just basically work on the whole aspect, nutrients. Basically work on his whole aspect that he can't get right now in high school. So he'll have that, and then he'll be ready.
So talk to me about what type of prospect Junior is.
Junior's one and done. He's a pro. He's a pro, man. He got all the aesthetics. He has the ability to take over games. He has the ability to step out to the 3. He also has the ability to play the 4. He reminds me of a somewhat like a Chris Bosh, man, Anthony Randolph type player like that. Yeah. From the Dallas area,
If he, I don't want to make an assumption here, but if obviously this commitment came amid a coaching change, right? So do you think if Matt McMahon were still the coach and the staff were still, you mentioned David Patrick, if DP was still here, and do you think that maybe Marcus Jr. would have ended up at LSU?
I don't know. I don't think he would have reclassed and did it so quick. I think he would have gave us an opportunity.
Okay.
I think he would have gave us an opportunity to show him that relationships matter.
Are you surprised he reclassed?
No.
Okay.
I'm not surprised at all.
I remember hearing an interview with Swagoo a while back where he said, look, Junior was going to be one and done. Like they knew it. They knew his whole trajectory. So to see him reclass basically means he's going to have to spend now, because he's 17, he's got to spend 2 years in college.
Right.
So I was a little surprised to see that, but you think that makes sense for him to go spend another year in college?
I think it makes sense because I feel like I don't know their plans, I don't know the family plans or whatever, but if I'm thinking of like Swagoo, smart, intelligent father, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking he's going to redshirt him this first year. Get there, redshirt him, let him practice with the players, let him get the weight room, let him get the nutrients, let him see how it is, and next year when he's a freshman, he can leave. I don't think the intention is for him to go hurry up and jump and leave right now.
Okay.
That's not the intentions. I think he's thinking more along the time now. Now I could put him on a crock pot. Now I can put him on a crock pot. Now he can get the daily blows in practice. Now he can mature quicker. Now he know how to time manage. Now he need to get away from the nest. but his sister's there. So he's not going to be too far. He's not going to be too far away from his sister, and then they're going to be down there. So I think they killed two birds with one stone, man.
It turns out having Marcus Spears and Aisha Smith as your parents, you get pretty good genes.
Genetics. I tell you what, genetics matters, man. I'll tell you that much.
I mean, Marcus was a McDonald's All-American in basketball, and we know became an All-American football player at LSU.
Yeah.
But people forget, Aisha was a starter on the Final Four team in 2003. She could ball. I mean, they got
genetics matter, man. Everybody been saying that even before they even had kids.
Yeah.
Man, y'all gonna have some amazing kids, and bam, and bam, all three of them, man, are amazing.
Tasmin Mitchell's with us. We're brought to you by Evermore, EVAMOR, Evermore.com. Always got Evermore in studio with me here. We're just flying in from New York. Had a layover in Dallas. Walked through the Dallas airport. Boom, Evermore, Louisiana product. You'll find it anywhere. National distribution. You want to find the distributor near you, the location nearest you, the retailer where you can buy Evermore. Go to evermore.com, EVAMOR, evermore.com, evermore.com. Buy it online or at great local retailers, evermore.com. Can you do one more with me?
I'm here.
Okay. I want to do one more because I want to ask you about Ahmad Hudson.
Okay.
Because, Taz been recruiting Ahmad Hudson. He's a two-sport guy. We know. Five-star tight end, but also intends to play two sports. I want to ask Taz about that, the recruitment, what type of prospect he is, all that stuff. And Taz, you played internationally.
Yes, sir.
So, professionally. So, I want to ask your thoughts on this class that Will Wade's putting together of all these international players. And then the rule change as well that's effectively going to eliminate the older international players from coming into the college game. We'll get to that with Taz as we continue. Stay with us. It's AFR powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
After further review.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Say it every single day. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. We talk all the time about, of course, Gordon helping injured people in our state. But there's so many other ways that Gordon gives back to the state, as he says it gives him so much. I'll tell you, for me, one of the things that has been so eye-opening in getting to know Gordon, not only Gordon McKernan, the attorney, but Gordon, the person, over the last handful of years, is how genuinely good a person, a man he is, and how much he loves helping others and helping the community. And you see it all the time. The G team is part of it, how he's given to the NIL era, but it's the bike giveaway during Christmas. It's the laptop giveaway during graduation. It's going to Miracle League or the Down Syndrome Awareness Group Buddy Walk and seeing the Gordon logo and sponsorships everywhere. Support a great, great partner. Get Gordon, get it done.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trusted, local, affordable. Pelican Roofing, making quality roofing affordable for South Louisiana families.
Raising Cane's is raising $1 million on National Chicken Finger Day for Chuck's charity, Kickstart Kids. Join us July 27th and help us continue Chuck Norris's legacy.
Chuck was a personal friend of Todd and the brand, and I know this would have meant the world to him.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
People think it's all about game day, but the real work happens in the off season, and we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FML Health, our Lay of the Lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
We trust the Lake.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinela.com and tell them Matt sent you.
As a business owner, you're always focused on how you can improve the bottom line. Well, when was the last time you shopped your insurance coverage? Insurance Network of Louisiana can help. If you're a business owner, let my friends at Insurance Network of Louisiana see if they can find you better coverage for less money. They always offer exceptional customer service and partner with only the best providers. So check them out online today at lainsurance.net.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Yay, Lordy, here she comes with a basket full of chicken and a big cold jug of sweet tea.
All right, our final segment here with former Tiger great Tasmin Mitchell hanging out in studio with us. 5 years at LSU, the last 9 on staff, now moving into new ventures, be assisting over at Denham Springs at his alma mater. He's got the Motion podcast as well. You can check him out, as we mentioned, podcast, YouTube, also Instagram is themotion.pod, themotion.pod. And you told me you'll be doing a live podcast tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Big Mike's in Denham?
Yeah, Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill. Thank you, Big Mike, for allowing us to be there. And,
he's a legend, man.
He's a legend. That's what my Hall of Fame is.
I know
that's what my Hall of Fame plaque is, man. I'm grateful for Big Mike, man. He always been a supporter, and I'm grateful for him, man. So we're going to be there tomorrow, Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill in Denham Springs, Louisiana at 6 p.m.
Sports Talk 225 is a show they'll have tomorrow, 6 p.m. over at Big Mike's in Denham. You want to get by and see Taz, you can do that tomorrow. We were talking about Marcus Spears. I want to ask you about Ahmad Hudson because this is someone you obviously know very well.
Yep, no doubt.
We all see the highlights of Ahmad Hudson, the football player. He's a guy that's intent on playing both football and basketball. What is Ahmad Hudson, the basketball prospect, like?
Well, I can only speak from the basketball side.
Yeah.
And the thing about it, when I recruited him, I went all the way to Texas to watch him play football, just to let him know that I'm, again,
Okay.
relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta meet them where they at. You know, so at the back, Ahmad Hudson, basketball player, man, he is a mix between, I'm about to say this, man, Brandon Bass and Stromile Swift. And when I say that, meaning the way his athleticism, his strength, how he dominates the boards, how he dominates in the paint, how he's dunking everything. Brandon Bass dunked everything.
Yeah.
You know, Stromile Swift dunked everything. You know, so man, I think he's a mixer and he's big, man. He's a big body. So just imagine when he get on that college weight program, that college weight meal plan, it's gonna be insane. But me personally, him as a basketball player, he's a pro.
He's an NBA guy.
He's an NBA guy, man. He's an NBA guy. I think, me personally, I think his ticket is basketball, to be honest with you. I think his ticket is basketball. I mean, he's tall, you know, he's big, you know, he got hands and stuff like that. And he can play football. He's going to do great for the Tigers. He's going to win them championships, going to be all-league guy and stuff like that for the football team. But I think his bread and butter, and as far as taking care of his family, would be basketball.
No kidding.
Yeah, man, he's ferocious around that rim, man. I love him. I love him. You know, so, and I spent some time with him, spent some time with his dad, spent some time with his mom. And I think he's a great basketball talent.
I had these conversations with Trey. I don't know if this is fair or not, Taz, but we draw the comps to Trey because Trey was a guy who was a two-sport guy and played basketball. And Trey's first love is basketball. He'll acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But he's better at football. Like his path is football.
Yes.
With Ahmad, like he's a 5-star tight end, man. Like
right.
he's an NFL tight end.
Yes.
but you think, like, what does he love to do more?
In Miami. Now, I'm saying basketball. That's just my personal opinion.
No, that's it.
Now, football, he's still a pro. You know what I'm saying? He's still a pro, too, as well. It's just how quicker, you know what I'm saying? I think basketball will take him there quicker, you know what I'm saying? As far as, you got the one and dones, the two and dones, three and dones. But football, you got to be a junior to leave out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But me personally, bias. I would say he loved football. He loved basketball, but I think he enjoyed playing basketball more because he touches the ball more. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He gets more.
Sure.
I mean, well, you throw it to him, he's gonna score a touchdown. But how often in the football game is he getting the ball? In the basketball game, he's getting the ball, at least shooting the ball at least 20, 25 times a game.
You think basketball here is a non-negotiable? Like it's not a thing where like, oh, he's going to try. We talked about Swagoo, we talked about Tradez. Those are dudes who tried to do both and ultimately veered toward football.
Right.
You think like he is going to stick basketball?
He is set in stone. His mind is set because he loves basketball.
Yeah.
His mind is set to play. He wants to play both.
Taz, can you do both? Because I remember I had this conversation with Tradez back in August before this season.
Right.
And he talked about what his body had to go through physically, losing 25 pounds to play basketball and then having to put on 35 for the next football season, right? Like, is it possible to do that, man, to go through that type of body change consistently and be great at both?
Man, I don't know, man. It depends on how you built. I'm not going to say he can or he can't, because everybody's built different. Tradez is a great talent. We loved having him on the basketball team. He was the way he listened, the way he was coachable,
yeah.
The way how hard he played, his sense of urgency, but that football field for him, he's a star, So I just encourage, like, yo, man, just go back to, because when he came in, he still had to learn everything, and then he was still going over to football that morning and then coming to basketball. Unless you determined, unless you built different, you can do it. But if you're not, and your grades start slipping, and you're not performing on the football team, and you're not performing on the basketball team, some got to give. So I'm not saying he can't do it, because we're going to see how he's built, because everybody's built different. So that's my question. That's my answer to what do he really love. He loves basketball, but he also loves football. But I think he's more passionate about basketball because he gets the ball.
Yeah.
And he's more center of attention.
Do you believe – so Ahmad's committed to LSU in 2 sports. Do you believe the Nebraska stuff is real about him maybe looking still, or is he solid at LSU? What do you think?
I really don't know. I really don't know about that one. I really don't know about that one at all. I wish I could answer that one, but I just know he's a Tiger.
Yeah.
I mean, he's committed to these Tigers. You know what I'm saying? Which is the best move ever to me.
Yeah.
I'm biased. I'm a Tiger. Whether I'm on the staff, whether I'm not, it doesn't matter. I'm a Tiger through and through, and nobody would ever be able to take that away from me.
Man, we got a couple of minutes left. I want to ask you. You played internationally. You played in France.
Mm-hmm.
You played in Israel.
Israel and Russia.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give me a thought on. So Will Wade is trying to build this roster with all these international guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it possible to do this and make it work?
I think it's possible. I think it's possible to do it and make it work. Yeah, because the international players see, that's what I mean by the crock pot in the microwave area. If you get an international player, and I'm knowing how he probably thinking, if you get an international player, it ain't too much development he has to do. They're already ready because they are pros already. They're ready already. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what so he's just trying to speed the process up with that, But the international players are really skilled. They are good, and you can win with them.
Okay.
Illinois went far with them went far with him, you know. So I pray, because I'm a Tiger fan. I pray that it works. You know, I pray that it works. I promise I do, man.
Dude, I just laugh because it's like, for all the crap that Will Wade is catching about the international guys, Taz, you look around college basketball.
They're all over.
Everybody's got
over.
22, 23,
Yes.
24-year-old dudes from Israel or France or Russia or wherever. It's like it's a Will Wade thing that people have an issue with.
Hey.
Do you like the rule change? The 5 for 5 years to play 5, and then the clock starts as soon as you graduate high school or your 19th birthday. So you're not going to be able to be 25 anymore playing college basketball.
I agree with that, man. I feel like, something has to have a cap, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's the normal age you're supposed to graduate from college? 21, 22?
Yeah, 22.
You know, by 22.
Yeah, if you finish high school at 18, you finish college 22-ish.
Yeah, man. I feel like if you pass 25 or 26, man, you starting your 401k plan. You know what I'm saying? and I feel like you're pros. You know what I'm saying? Once you hit the 25, 20. When I turned 26, I was my third year. I was in Russia. Moscow, Russia when I turned that age. You know, so I can't. I think that's a good rule. I think that's a good rule, man, because I can't play against nobody selling insurance on the side. You know what I'm saying? So man, I agree with the 5 for 5. You know what I'm saying? I agree with the 5 for 5. Anyway, man, I'm with any way you could build a culture, and I don't know how you do it in this NIL era unless you're a blue blood.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be hard. It's hard, bro.
We got to wrap it up, man. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time, Tasmin Mitchell, one of the all-time Tiger greats. Not going to be retained on staff, but going to be coaching at Denham. Won't be far. You can catch him on the Motion podcast, YouTube podcast, Instagram. Get it there. And we're going to catch up more during basketball season as well, man.
Man, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. We're going to do it again.
Yes, sir.
Tasmin Mitchell, we'll knock out our final break. Jimmy will be here for Outer Locks next to wrap up the show.
AFR.
Brought to you by Watermark Renaissance, Watermark Downtown, Renaissance Southtown, Renaissance Baton Rouge. They call it Southtown right there on Bluebonnet near I-10. It's where the LSU football team has stayed the Friday before home games these last few years. Listen, no matter what type of event that you're looking to host, make sure you call my friend Allison Crump over at Renaissance Baton Rouge and go through the process of what it would be like to have your event at Renaissance Baton Rouge. I love what she says. She says, we're in the business of saying yes. So whatever size event you got going on, Renaissance can host it. Whatever you need, they can cater it. They have, portable bars. They can move in or out, whatever space. We had our launch party for LouisianaSports.net. We did it in the area between Tallulah and the outdoor terrace. So there's an indoor-outdoor flow. They brought in these portable bars. They had a riser set up where I did my show. They'll make it work for whatever event you have going on. Right there, conveniently on Bluebonnet. It's Renaissance Baton Rouge. Check them out, Renaissance Baton Rouge.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Hey everybody, Drew Brees here. Over the years, I've learned that the best teams are built on trust, preparation, and doing things the right way. That's one of the reasons I'm excited to announce that the Breeze Dream Foundation and I are partnering with Parish Construction and Roofing. Together, we are committed to helping families prepare for hurricane season. That's why Parish Construction and Roofing, the Breeze Dream Foundation, and WAFB are partnering to provide one capital area family with a brand new fortified roof. Visit WAFB.com/contest to enter the giveaway and view official rules and eligibility requirements. Because stronger homes build stronger communities.
Here on the Gulf Coast, a wave says a lot. It says hello. It says thanks. It says we care. Shouldn't banking feel the same way? A friendly wave, a familiar face. Backed by all the convenient tools you need to make banking a breeze. We're Gulf Coast Bank and Trust. Give us a wave and coast into better banking.
You see what you're looking
98.1, the rock station. Home of the Woody Show in the morning. Scotty Mack with Rock at Work. Michelle Southern with Southern Rock. Home of LSU sports since 1998. And rock for Baton Rouge since 1985. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. To join our VIP fan club, text ROCK to 225-499-9898. Eagle.
We're brought to you by River Parish Contractors, rpcontractors.com. That's the website. Call Big Jake over at River Parish Contractors. We've been putting out the call, man. I'm bullish on River Parish Contractors if you're looking for work, or maybe you're working somewhere else right now. And listen, there's a lot of people hiring. But at River Parish Contractors, they check every box, all right? They have enough work in the queue to blow all the way through 2027, all right? So it's not a deal where if you go work for River Parish Contractors, you're going to be on a job for 2 weeks and then looking for another job. They've got work in the queue. You want to work overtime? Great. A lot of companies will pay you a good rate, but they don't want you to work overtime. River Parish Contractors, work as much overtime as you want. They got it. Day shifts, night shifts, full benefits, and all their work is local, so you are home with your family every night. rpcontractors.com.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Down the stretch we come, final segment here on a Tuesday edition of AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. One thing left to do, find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Yo, Otter, what up?
You know, you were just talking about the contractor and overtime and stuff.
Yep.
I really didn't want to take vacation, but Handy demanded I cash in all my overtime hours before football season.
Hey,
so,
I got good news.
you know.
I got good news for you. Even though you bailed on us yesterday, I can't believe we got no action whatsoever. Don't worry about it, Otter. I gave out a WNBA money line parlay that hit, so I picked up the slack for you.
You people need help. I mean,
what does that say? Even I have standards?
Yes, even I have standards, okay? Can we exhale at the All-Star break? Can we?
No!
No. Oh, wait. Let me guess. You had the over and missed layups last night.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Well, finishing up the yard, got to get everything straight before Junior takes over. So, always tell him I'm coming back one day later than I actually am. So I might catch him up.
Well, now he knows. He just heard you say
it. Well, after his last punishment on a house party I barged in, he probably won't do it again. He's minus 170, no house party while I'm gone.
Minus 170.
So, tonight, all right, let's get back.
What we got?
I mean, I've seen some 8.5 now, 7.5 to 8, 8.5. You know, it's kind of a casual better. You know, people want to bet for overs, but it's a real value on the under here. You know, pitching's always dominant. So, you know, Skeens and Mizorowski are out, but, you know, so are Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. So we're going to go with the under 8.5. We lost. I don't know if Hunt put it out earlier, but we picked a draw earlier. Spain, man. Spain's going to be favored no matter who wins tomorrow. I think Spain's going to win it all. I mean, when you shut out France the way they did, I'm going to have them on Sunday. But for tomorrow afternoon, we're going to go with England.
All right.
Our British contributors, Nigel Seeley and Steve Wiss, man, they've been so good. It's been fun, you know, to kind of fill some of the summer content with the World Cup. So we can go with the Lions of England against Argentina, who's been living a charmed life. They could have easily lost 3 games so far.
All right, so under in the All-Star game tonight, and then in the early World Cup match tomorrow, we'll take England, which I'm looking at minus $1.25 right now with the Brits. All right, where's Hanny tomorrow while you head to Del Mar?
Modesto. He and Max taking over, so, you know, the spirit of the yard of the month.
Yeah. Enjoy Del Mar. We'll see you.
Where the surf meets the turf. See you. Thank you.
That's Jimmy Ott. We'll talk to him in a month. Why is he so good?
He's such a beauty. The leaf blower.
Oh, man. And now I have to do this OLOL read. Success starts long before Saturday nights at Tiger Stadium. That wasn't a leaf blower, by the way. That was the weed eater.
It sounded like leaf blower. That was a weed eater?
That was
All
a
right.
weed eater. In the offseason and recovery and the work that happens between games and seasons, that's why LSU football head coach Lane Kiffin and players like Sam Leavitt, Whit Weeks, Trey Green, Jordan Seaton, they trust FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, with their health care. And that trust is backed by a health system that's growing, thriving, and serving communities across Louisiana and Mississippi with more than 20,000 team members and a $5 billion network of care. FMOL Health has earned national recognition for quality, 2 exceptional workplace awards from Gallup, and they continue to invest in people and communities that they serve. FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, and LSU. Together, we roar. Learn more at fmolhealth.org/LSU. Been a really good show. Thanks to Shea Dixon was here in hour number 1. Kendall Rogers talking some MLB Draft winners, losers from the SEC was here in hour 2. And we just spent 3 segments with Tasmin Mitchell. Fascinating conversation there with Taz, who's, we spent the last 9 years on staff at LSU, from Will Wade's first staff to Matt McMahon, and now from recruiting and all of it. Such great perspective on all that. We're gonna tap into Taz. Now he's got free time, not on staff anymore. We're going to tap into Taz as a resource. We'll have him back on the show. So we appreciate Tasmin Mitchell for a couple of minutes. If you missed anything, remember AFR On Demand presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time at golf.breck.org. 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 We appreciate our friends over at Breck, our digital sponsor there, our on-demand sponsor. All right, as we get on down the road here, Muse, what'd you learn?
Tom Herman says, I'll take any job I can get right now, basically.
Kinda, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's jumping aboard a sinking ship there.
Yeah, he bought a ticket on the Titanic, for sure.
Paul, you learn anything?
I learned Tasmin Mitchell is going to be an assistant at Denham Springs this year.
Scone?
Taz said Ahmad Hudson's first love is basketball. He's a pro in basketball.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, remind you about First South Farm Credit, firstsouthfarmcredit.com. Firstsouthfarmcredit.com. Remember, if you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. And it doesn't really matter what we're talking about here. If it's, maybe you're thinking about that recreational property. Like, you work hard, you want to play hard, buy those 100 acres in Mississippi. Maybe you're looking for that hunting property in Texas. You're tired of sharing or hunting on somebody else's leash. You want your own. First South Farm Credit can make that happen. Like, maybe it's a thing where this happens a lot. People who work in New Orleans but don't want to live in the city. You want to live maybe on the North Shore. Have sort of the rural lifestyle but work in the city. You can enjoy both. Well, buy the 20 acres in Tangipahoa Parish, work in the city, and retire to your home and your acreage. They can help you do it at First South Farm Credit. Thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. FirstSouthLand.com.
Championships are won with preparation, and so are great roofs.
Coach is tough on us about preparation, and Parrish brings that same championship mindset.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
People think it's all about game day, but the real work happens in the off season, and we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
We trust the lake.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
I'm Billy Schmidt, and I've been with First American Bank for 13 years. I have a passion of getting to know customers, getting to know their journeys, getting to know their stories, and being a small part of that, and just continuing that, and taking those relationships and expanding out into the community, just to make First American a household name. And people look at us and say, hey, what's special about you guys? You're part of a family.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.